So,
see the chat?
There it goes. It usually does that automatically. I don't know. Settings. It's okay. It's okay. So that's what I think when doing that thing. Okay. It used to be. Don't complain about it. We here. Welcome to the show. Oh. You see that? There we go. No, y'all niggas is deaf, dumb, and blind, but the fact that you couldn't hear or see was my fault. See, the two things are different. They're different, I can feel the trigger. Damn it. I'm sorry. Look, guys. This is what I want to talk about today. I want you to be able to master this stuff. I really do. I want you to see how simple it is. I even would love to see some of y'all get to a place where you can teach this. But and see, motherfuckers would be like, throw me in the deep end. But I can't, because as soon as I do, you'll be so desperate not to drown that you can't even hear my instruction no more. Rocky says, Dawson, why you not in the guild? Because he playing. Fuck you talking about? Everybody playing. But that's what motherfuckers want from kindergarten. You want to be able to play, and I understand that, and I don't know what to do about it. I just want to vomit. Ethan True says we here. What you mean by we? I get it. You're referring to the chat and the people in the chat. We here. Well, but this is why it triggered me. I apologize. I need to convey to you guys that you're beginners. See, telling you you're a beginner in the insult. It's not an insult. Especially if you're trying to learn. But there's my problem, right? Motherfuckers say they're trying to learn, not trying to learn. They want to be cool. They want to be included. You want to be the new hot guy on the block. It's not a lack of information. It's not that there's information y'all don't have. It's how you think. That's what I'm going to get into today. Because I got to point it out to you. I got to point it out to you in different ways. And I also have to understand that I can say it right now, and you're not going to understand me for a year. And so as much as you motherfuckers is trying to rush, there's a part of me that's rushing you. It's all right. We're going to get into it today. Rafik L, good to see you in the chat, man. Guild gang, good to see y'all, bro. Give me about 45 seconds. We're going to start this show up, and I'm going to walk around this burning bush a couple times, all right? Nobody sees my pain. Arius, why are you angry? I'm hurt, bitch! Yeah, that's you. No, Arius, I'm beyond that. I'm above that. I got past that. I understand all this. Fuck you. Stop laughing at me, Arius, but you look funny. I'm trying to help, bro. But you so scared, terrified, capping, playing. Oh, there it is. You see, Motherfucker think I'm saying that to try and trigger them and convince them that they need to listen to what I'm saying. No. And I'm trying to get you to follow me. No, I insist that you don't follow me. Don't pretend to be me. Don't say the words I say in a new word salad so you can present it to people. No, that is not what I want you to do. Ariel's trying to say this so he can get my precious money. No, bitch. I'm trying to convince you. See, when I say bitch, Ariel's called me a bitch. No, I didn't. I'm sorry for calling you a bitch. And see, that's the only part you hear. Fuck! You won't hear the rest of the stuff. You won't hear anything else I said. It'll be that part. And that's how I know not only you're not listening, but to the degree to which you are listening, you're only listening with your emotions, and you're not gonna get where you say you want to go with that. I'm so, can't you see my pain? Tierra Blanco, TMTR. Good to see y'all in the chat, man. Welcome to the show. Oh, original 619. Boy said, duh. All right, I don't know what you're referring to. My apologies. Bit of a delay. Might have to be more specific, but good to see you in the chat. Welcome to the show. Oh, there's some stuff the other spiritual teachers aren't teaching y'all guys. They're telling you what you want to hear. And when I say that, just like when I say the physical world's an illusion, what you're hearing me say is that you're being tricked. Someone's doing something to you, and they shouldn't. And I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that at all. I'm making a claim about you and how you think. Let he who would be deceived be deceived. This is a legal maxim. Let he who would be deceived be deceived. Okay? But it's my job not to let you be deceived. It's not Aries. I'm doing it. I'm never going to be deceived. I'm smart enough not to fall for it. Okay, you're lying. Don't call me a liar. You're lying, though. Stop. I'm so angry. I'm so angry. Here, this is what I want to do. And I want to give you the gist of what I'm talking about. I use this analogy a lot. No, I can't do this first. I can't do this first because I need to remind you that there are some things you're not being taught by other people. This isn't a fancy way of saying, hey, make sure you listen to me. I'll give you other people to listen to. You don't have to listen to me. I know it's not fun. I know I don't say, welcome, family. Welcome, family. Do you feel included? I know I don't do that. I know there's a part of you that wants it and doesn't want to have to admit that you want it. So it'd just be easier if I said, welcome, family. Good to see y'all here. We building, guys. You are the chosen. Metaphysics is philosophy. This is thinking about your thinking. Your issue is not what you think. There's not some specific piece of information that you have failed to get that is causing your issue. Your issue is how you think. Your issue is how you think. Here, I'm going to do it one good time before I get in here. I'm going to do it one good time before I get in here because you know I'm going to do it again.
And if everybody agreeing on the same thing, somebody wrong. You see? Check? Check. All right then. They play on your emotion. Saying nothing well and playing on your emotion. Tell a person what they want to hear and say nothing well. You can say nothing if you can say it well.
Here's what you want to hear. Here's what you want to hear. What you want to hear is that you're close. That you almost got it. That if you just get this little bit of da-da-da-da-da-da-da, you're going to be on the cutting edge. You this close to getting it. What you want to hear is that all the information you picked up is relevant. That's what you want to hear, because otherwise you got to look and say, oh my God, I've been wasting my time. So what you want to hear is that you haven't been wasting your time. See, what am I supposed to do if you've been wasting your time? Lie to you? When he says they playing on your emotions, that's not him criticizing the people teaching you. That's him criticizing you. Oh, Aries ain't talking about me. Yeah, Aries, I'm on your team. We both talking about these other niggas. You a goddamn lie. Look at the picture. Look at the picture. I don't have to be so mad, but I'm so angry. Because it's like, are you even listening? And the answer is no, but you'll tell me yes. With that dumb face, like, yeah, I'm listening. But you're not. And all you heard was me say dumb face. God. Sorry. Look at the picture. Look at the picture. Okay. What are we looking at here? And here, I'll make it just a little bit better. Okay, look. The audience, that audience there, this is the audience at a NASCAR race, okay? The audience is most everybody you know, all the people, all the dead folk, right? That's the audience. Yeah, I pull up Brandon's face. I know you can see it. Here. I'm going to put Brandon's face right up here in the audience, okay? Because I need you to understand how far behind you are in order for me to tell you what we're doing. Because it's not that you're lacking information. It's really not. I listen to y'all, bruh. It's not that you're lacking information, and it's not that you're lacking confidence or passion. That's not your issue. It's beside the fucking point. Look, the audience. This is what's happening, okay? See, the audience, most everybody's sitting down. They ain't moving at all. These are the dead folk. Okay, these are the folk, no idea about spirituality, never even gonna think about it. Okay, there's lots of them. Compared to how many people are down there racing on the track, compared to how many people are on the track, period, there's way more people in the audience. So many of them. So many of them. And they doing all kind of shit that's not the race. Okay? Y'all are lost in the audience. Y'all are lost in the audience. Because this is what happened. And it's understandable. See, I'm not trying to insult you. Your predicament is understandable. But you want to understand. Your predicament is understandable. But you have to gain your bearings. Yes, original 619, direction. See, being more disciplined ain't going to help you here. Because you don't even know where you're going. Poor babies. But you don't need to be more disciplined in an art, in a science that you don't understand. Eris, I do understand. I know I need to do a mantra. I know I need to raise the back oil, because really they've been hiding the knowledge of the back oil. And once I understand the hidden knowledge, then I get it. First of all, that's wrong. But let's go. Let's say that's right. Let's say once you understand the hidden knowledge, then you good, right? How do you know if you understand the hidden knowledge? How do you know if you understand? Let me guess. Strong feeling, intuition, right? Well, I just know. Aries, if you know, you know. Well, stop, man. See, when I say stop, I'm talking to me. Because you can't hear me past the insults. Okay. I want you on the racing. I want you down there on the track. But you're convincing yourself that you're there because you're moving faster than the audience. You have to stop comparing yourself to dead folks in order to determine whether or not you're progressing. I'm going to say it again. You have to stop comparing yourself to dead folks to determine whether or not you're progressing. This is why when I say you're a beginner, your inclination is to say, nah, not me. I've been reading the books for the longest. I know the names of the chakras. I know the names, I can say the Sanskrit names from the Tree of Life. I know NLP. I read Cyclomancy. I meditate. See, this is what I mean. Compared to somebody who does absolutely nothing and never will, you're right. You're correct. You are advanced compared to somebody who does absolutely nothing and has no idea about what any of this is. You're advanced. See, you're walking around in the audience. See, all of us, we're born in the audience. We're born in a sea of dead motherfuckers who have no idea what they're doing, no idea what they're talking about, and lie about that to you. Mostly because they lie to themselves about it, but that's another point. You wake up in the audience. You begin to get a sense that something's not right about everything you've been told, the people around you, the world around you. Something's not right. Something's off. Fair play. All right. Great job. Okay. There you go. There you go. You stand up. And you realize, oh, I see something that these other folks don't see. Congratulations. If you stand up versus a person who's sitting down, you're going to see the world a little bit differently. Most of the audience is sitting down. Most of the audience is sitting down. So when you compare yourself to them, it looks like I'm the black sheep. I'm moving forward. You ain't even took a step yet. All you did was stand up in the audience, okay? Look, but here you go. I'm going to keep going. Because maybe you think, nah, I'm better than that. Arius, I'm better than Brandon. You're not talking about me. Okay, let's go. Let's continue. You stand up. You stand up and you start walking. And now it's obvious to you that you're moving faster than everybody around you, right? You moving in a way nobody you know moves. Once again, check fire facts. You tapping in. You building. Compared to them. Not compared to a motherfucker down there on the track. See, this is what I mean when I say y'all are impressed with yourself for nothing, and you can't learn through it. You swear your cup full. You swear your cup full, bro. That cup's so damn empty. But you done got a few drips versus somebody who got a cup with ain't nothing in it. And look, compared to these motherfuckers, compared to dead folk, you right. You doing the work. You tapping in. You read the books. You know, you got your natural dreadlock. And that's clearly what it is. Once you have the natural dreadlock, you must be tapping in. Why? Because that's what all the motherfuckers sitting down say. I'm so angry. Okay. You stand up. You seeing things different from everybody around you. Okay. You start walking in the audience. You moving in ways nobody around you is doing or can understand. They sitting there eating a corn dog, drinking some beer, and you like, nah, bro, that ain't what we here for. And you not wrong. You not wrong. Everybody in the audience is here for the race. If there was no race, nobody be in the audience. You right, bro, you right. We not here for the corn dogs and beer. Okay. Okay, so you see, you smooth. You tapping in. You see things differently. You move faster. And you understand that everybody here for the race. Good job. Good job. You start moving toward the track. It's like, look, this is what everything is about. This race. And you start telling the folks around you. Because it's kind of scary to be all by yourself. Everybody you know sitting down. Everybody you know ain't moving. Everybody you know, they'll look at the track a little bit. But nobody thinks, I gotta get down there. None of them. They're all dead. And so it makes you feel like maybe you crazy. Right? It makes you feel like maybe you crazy. Your mama and dad don't get it. The people you consider your friends don't get it. Right? And you all by yourself. I get you. You're right. You see, you're not wrong. In just the audience, you're not wrong. And then you get down to the track, right? You get down to the track right there at the starting line. And you done found some other people who are on the track. Look, you see that little bucket right here? Let me zoom in. You see that little bucket right there next to the start and the finish? You see that? Look at that little thing right there. Right there. There you go. See, there's a whole bunch of people right there next to the start and the finish line. They right there up against the track. Right? They in the midst of that shit. So it feel like I done made it. Matter of fact, motherfucker, tell you something like this. The start is the finish. Ooh, right? The beginning is the end. Right? Right? You get the middle path. That's the real balance. See, all these people who think that the race is about racing, they don't understand. That's what you think. That's what you think. Because you're comparing yourself to the motherfuckers behind you. And you ain't let them go. You think you're supposed to heal people. You're supposed to wake up humanity. You're supposed to go back and show them the evidence so they'll finally understand that you was right. Most of the people who are actually on the track aren't in the race. Most of the people who are actually on the track ain't in the race. See, it's less people than the audience. I'm trying to get you niggas in the race. I'm trying to get you doing the work. You're right. The start is the finish. You're right about that. You're right. You're not wrong. Context. I don't want to tell you you're a beginner so that I can insult you and make fun of you. I'm not trying to shame you. If you feel shame, that's different. That's not me shaming you. That's you feeling shame. Being a beginner isn't something to be ashamed of. You'll think it is because you're secretly looking down at the people in the audience. You think you're better than them. You think you're better than Brandon. You think you're better than Brandon. That's why it sounds like what I'm saying is shaming you. That's why what it sounds like what I'm saying is looking down on you. Why? Because if you were to look back, you think you're better than them. And so when I say this, it sounds like I'm doing to you what you're doing to them. No, Arius, I don't think that. I'm humble. You're humble. Yeah, everybody's right. We all have our own truth. Okay, cool. If we all had our own truth, you wouldn't be teaching. You wouldn't walk in my shit. My shit, my room. I do this. You don't do this. No, we all do it, Arius. Boy, shut up. Look at the picture. We don't all do this. Everybody in the audience don't race. Most of these motherfuckers ain't even close and they didn't come to get close. We don't all do it. Piece of shit. Humble piece of shit. I'm so angry. I want you on the racetrack. And in order to get you there, I need you to understand how far behind you are. I need you to understand how far behind you are. I need you to understand how far behind you are. And if you're just going to be insulted by the mere suggestion that you're a beginner, you're not going to learn. Bro, you really not. Hell yeah, Dawson, I ain't just talking to you. I'm talking to every one of you motherfuckers. I'm talking to every one of you. See, look, if you thought, oh, not me, I'm in the special group, you wrong. Not me, he can't possibly know me. You wrong. See, I'm specifically talking to the motherfuckers who swear I can't be talking to them. There's no way, Arius. There's no way. Well, I hit y'all niggas with an AoE attack. Area of effect. It's a widespread attack where it's not directed at one thing. It's like, shh, got all you niggas. Ah. No, but seriously though, come on. You cannot be insulted by the idea that you're a beginner. Otherwise, you won't learn. See, it sounds like I'm not being humble. Because what humble is to you is, we're all the same. Everyone's equal. That's the start is the finish. See, when you get down there, you just, all you focus on is the start is the finish. You're never going to race. You'll try and claim that you're above racing. Look, the niggas in that little bucket, they're above racing. Because they ain't actually come to race. They may as well be in the fucking audience. I need to show you this. But I want to find here. Because no one else is telling y'all this, bro. I would rather you sit in the shadows for years. I'd rather you come here, have me insult you, you be mad at me, leave, and not come back for years. I'd rather you do that. I'd rather you down click my video, give me a thumbs down, all right? Give me a bad comment. I would rather you do that than for me to play you, for me to just jerk you off, for me to tell you what you want to hear, to make you feel included when you're wrong. Oh. The fact that motherfuckers will play on your emotions is your fault. It's not theirs. It's not that they shouldn't do it. It's not that they shouldn't do it. You're gullible.
They play on your emotions. And that's the problem with our people. They have been teaching you what you wanted to hear and not what you really needed to hear because they didn't know what you really needed to hear. That's called the art of public speaking. They play on your emotion. So that's getting your emotion up to a certain level, and you thinking that's spiritual, that's emotionalism. They play on your emotion. And they come up.
What did you just say? Your emotions get up to a certain level, and you thinking that's spiritual. What did I say before? How you know you understand this knowledge? Because I feel it. I feel it in a way I've never felt before. Emotions. Getting your emotions up to a certain level. And you thinking that's spiritual. See, once again, I'm not saying these motherfuckers shouldn't do what they do. I'm saying you are gullible. Side ejects. Yep, my ass just got handed to me a couple weeks ago, thinking I was better than motherfuckers until I realized I was in the same position they was. And to be honest, a little more fucked up. Thank you, side ejects. Yes. What you think I mean when I say I'm a piece of shit? I'm not better than these motherfuckers. Even if I'm racing, even if I done hit 50 laps, I'm not down there trying to race to be better than the motherfuckers in the audience. Part of the reason y'all do that fake humble thing, and yes, I'm calling your humility fake. Part of the reason you do that fake humble thing, because it's a lot of work to become competent in something. It's a lot of work to have been wrong over and over and over again. It's a lot of work to challenge what you want to believe. And so it's easier to just assume everybody's the same. That way, there's nothing for you to actually do. Not only is there nothing for you to do, you already made it. Right? Look, you already there. And anybody that claim that you're not, they just ain't vibrating high enough. Ooh, right? You ain't vibrating high enough. You low vibration. See, look, man, if you know, you know. Ooh, you can't smell the superiority in that shit? Rafika, all Guild members taking shots right now and laughing. I hope you're laughing because you get the joke. I hope you're laughing because you get the joke. Oh my God. I hope you're laughing because you get the joke. Terrence Park, good to see you. Welcome to the show, man. Pastors and politicians. Pastors, politicians, and pontificators. Any motherfucker out here giving y'all these secret little tips and hints. And you'd have thought you get to thinking. No, you don't even get to thinking. You get to feeling. You get to feeling. You done got all these little tips, little tick-tock tips. Yeah, you got a bunch of little tick-tock tips. You done read a book. You done gone on somebody's live stream and repeated what they say. Repeated words out of a book. You feel really good.
And they would come into some stuff and they would be talking all this good stuff and people, yeah. But everybody's ignorant. You see what I'm saying? They play on your emotion. And if everybody agreeing on the same thing, somebody wrong. You see? Check? Yeah. All right then.
If everybody agreed on the same thing, somebody wrong. We all equal. Everybody the same. Everybody got their own truth. Ooh, that's easy to say, isn't it? It's easy to feel good about. It's wrong. It's wrong. No, Aries, you just don't get it yet. You really got to tap in. Oh. I want you to see how far behind you are. I want to take you to the fucking place, man. But there's stuff these other motherfuckers ain't teaching you. And it's because they don't know it either. That's not an insult. It's easy to say metaphysics. It's easy to say metaphysics. They're not teaching you metaphysics. They're not teaching you spirituality. Motherfuckers, metaphysics and spirituality ain't even the same thing. But you need an idea, an understanding of metaphysics if you're going to get spirituality. Aries, I do understand metaphysics. I understand that all this stuff is really talking about the 33 vertebrae of your spine, that they're the tunnel or the tube or the path for the rising of your kundalini oil from the root chakra at the very base all the way to Golgotha at the top of the 33rd vertebrae, which is like Jesus when he was crucified. Right? Look, see? I know what you niggas say. Let's go here. Let's go here. Rafik says the joke is me. Yeah? Oh my God. I want to go over there. But I can't go over there because we have to stay here. We have to fucking stay here. Look, I want you to listen to this a little bit. I want you to listen in a little bit. Okay? Because I try and convey this idea to y'all, but you're too busy holding on to what you think or what you want to think is valuable. What you want to think is going to get you where you want to go. Mantras and meditation, guys, these are beginner techniques to help you hone in your focus. They're not going to make you believe what you don't believe. They're not going to unlock something. Ain't shit locked. I don't care how much calcium is on your itty bitty pineal gland. It's a little piece of meat with calcium. Y'all don't understand metaphysics. This spirituality stuff is talking about something that's beyond physical. See, it's easy to repeat that. Let's listen to this real quick. Let's listen to this. I've referenced this interview before. I think it's mostly this part was beautiful for me. I need you to get it. I need you to get the point.
God. If what you mean by God is just...
Well, Dawkins himself admitted he was a cultural Christian.
That's another matter, because that's much more specific. I mean, that's cultural Christianity, right? This is just... Although
but it's a reflection of the same problem.
But you know, when a Christian says to you, I'm being very clear that that's what I mean by God. I don't know if you do believe in the omniscient, omnipotent, agential being, but if you start talking about the inevitability of believing in some basis of a value hierarchy...
Well, it's not so obvious.
You're talking about something different.
It's not so obvious from the traditional Judeo-Christian perspective that God is properly conceptualized as a being.
That's probably right.
Well,
too.
so it's...
I gotta stop because you think you know what you just heard. He said, okay, properly conceptualized as a being, right? He said, it's not so clear that God, from the traditional sense, is properly conceptualized as a being. You may think y'all agree with each other, right? God ain't the being. God is you. Don't you understand? Don't you understand that it's really about you and the 33 vertebrae leading up to the base of the spine at Golgotha, where Christ is crucified at 33? That's why there's 33 vertebrae, right? And he was crucified at 33 because really it's all talking about your physical body and unlocking the Kundalini DNA centrifugal force that reconnects to the magnetosphere and the dark matter. And once you unlock that, the 0 point energy vibrates at a particular frequency that corresponds and resonates with the dark energy. That is Kundalini, and it's all you. See, when I gave you that nice word salad, that's not conceptualizing God as a being. And so you think if you're doing that, if you're reducing all this stuff to just describing the physical body, you think he's saying what he just said. And you're not. You're not. You're not. What you've done is reduce all of this once again to physical, which is just as bad as the idea that God is some physical being. You've kept the conversation in physical. You missed the point. You missed the point. You're right in the idea that traditionally, God is not properly conceptualized as a being necessarily. Look, the idea of it is the idea of God as a being is a metaphor, is a symbol. But the symbol isn't the thing. The symbol is pointing to the thing. Look, watch my hand. I'm pointing to the cup, right? Here's the symbol. Here's the thing I'm pointing to. You don't want to confuse the symbol with the thing the symbol points to. The idea of God as a being, symbol. But what's it pointing to? If you're telling me what it's pointing to is something physical again, not only did you miss the point, but you've reduced the totality of existence to physicality. If you're going to tell me it's all about you and then start describing the physical body, then what you've done is equivocate you and the body. Right? See, it's simple, guys. It's simple to see the misstep you're making, but when you're in a position where you don't want to see that you're still dead, that you're still one of those motherfuckers in the audience, that you're still a beginner, when you don't want to see that, you won't. And you'll go back to justifying and rationalizing with the same bullshit. Gerson, good to see you in the chat, man. Welcome to... No, it's Gerald Sunbright. Excuse me, that's not Gerson. It's Gerald Sunbright. Gerald Sunbright the second. Does that it's all you mentality lead to narcissism? It does when you don't examine the you. This is what I mean when I say, what is you? When you never examine the you, what the fuck that means? Yes, it leads to narcissism. It leads to narcissism and disappointment. Well, the disappointment is based on the expectations. Motherfuckers out here telling you you're going to get superpowers. Your physical body is going to be superhuman. Bro, letting go of your idea of humanity and yourself included in it is the thing. I'm not becoming superhuman. Listen to the rest of this real quick, okay? Remember, this is not about reducing this information to your physical body. And really, if y'all want to have that conversation, you need to go have it with a biologist. because you're making a biological claim. That's not a metaphysical claim. That's what I'm saying. Motherfuckers don't understand what metaphysics is. Let me so angry.
It's tricky, right? Because one of the ways that you can approach God traditionally is in relationship to a being, but that's a veil. So why do I say that? Okay, so let's speak about it religiously first, and then we can speak about it conceptually. So there's a tremendous insistence in the Judeo-Christian tradition that God is outside of the categorical structure, right? Like seriously outside. Elijah, the prophet, establishes that God is not in nature. He's not in the earthquake. He's not in the conflagration. He's not in the storm, right?
God is not in nature. Of course, there is. God is nature. Slow. Okay? Because look, I don't want you to fall in just saying God is everything. Because what you've done there, you may as well say God is nothing. Okay? Everything and nothing are intimately connected. 0 and 1. Fuck, man. This isn't about redefining things. That's what you think. The issue is how you think. God is not in the earthquake. He's not in the storm. He's not in the volcano. He's not in nature. What is in nature? See, motherfucker jump straight to, well, God is nature. Is, in, what is? What is in? What is you? When I'm saying that, it's not making a statement to say, really, those things don't exist. No. I'm asking whether or not you understand what that is. What that means. We use these words every fucking day. But you won't look at them because it's more comfortable, it's easier to assume, well, of course I know what that means. That? What does that mean? That? This? Well, they're just sounds and frequency vibrations. That's back in nature again. Electromagnetic spectrum in nature again. This is why the video game analogy is so wonderful, bro. The shit you see in the generated appearance of a world that is the video game. Generated appearance of a world. Everything in that appearance of a world. Nature. Everything in it. God ain't in it. When you playing the game, you sitting on the couch, right? You sitting on the couch. You got your video game, your console, you know, the controller and the TV screen. Boom, you turn that little thing on, right? And then it generates a world. You're never in that world. You're never in it. The closest you come to being in it is animating the little avatar in the game. That's the physical world. Dorothy never left Kansas. I say it, and motherfuckers are so quick to be, yeah, we saying the same thing. No, the fuck we not. Sorry, Society Ejects. I did not mean to not look at what you're saying here. In information science, a conceptualization is an abstract, simplified view of some selected part of the world. I don't know if you just copied that somewhere. I'll say it again. In information science, and most all theoretical framing, period, to be honest, a conceptualization is an abstract, simplified view of some selected part of the world. Abstract, simplified, words mean things, view of some selected part of the world. What is a map? These are maps. It's an abstract, simplified view of a selected part of the world. Nah, because you don't know that as a map. You know this is a map. An abstract, simplified. Abstract, simplified. What's abstract? Okay, look. Look at the map on the bottom. That's a methodological map. This is what you guys are used to. You're used to looking at a map and then finding where you are like that. Because the map just does it for you, right? Does all the work for you. Let's say you take that little route, right? You go into the grocery store. It's abstract because the territory itself don't look like that. It don't. You're not going to go out there and find little red pins in the world. Why? Because this is an abstract. It's abstracted. It's simplified, right? Because when you get out there and you're driving, right, or you're walking, right, the homeless dude on the corner ain't on the map. The lady walking her dog ain't on the map. Each and every tree along the sidewalk isn't on the map. Why? Because it's a simplified view of it. They're not teaching you this, guys. They're giving you new spooky words to say and a little collective so you feel included again. Oh, I didn't even finish reading the comment. Whew. Containing in the objects, concepts, and other entities that are presumed of interest for a particular purpose and the relationships between them. Okay, you see, okay, this is the definition for something. Look, I tell you guys about ontology and epistemology. At large, in context. At large, in context. But no one else is talking to you about that. They're giving you spooky words to say in another language, right? No, they're not, Aries. Spooky words in another language. Pull it in. Come on, give it to me. Sahara. Right? Look at the top. Look at that. That's what you want to be able to say right there. Once you say it, you know, right? You're not a beginner no more. Saraha. Ooh. Right? Once you get the pronunciation down, you can tell a Christian, you're not a beginner no more, right? Right? Because you done said the word in its original name. Ooh, right? Ashna. Ooh, okay. All right. Ashna. Vishuddha. Okay. That means you get it, right? You say a word in a language you don't know. Fuck. An explicit specification of a conceptualization is an ontology. So I didn't even finish reading the comment. Look. And it may occur that a conceptualization that can be realized by several distinct ontologies. An ontological commitment in describing ontological comparison is taken to refer to that subset of elements of an ontology shared with all the others. Conceptualization definition. I didn't know what the word meant. Okay. Smooth. I appreciate you sharing it with us as well. Guys, metaphysics. This is philosophy. I'm not trying to be better than your spiritual teachers. Fuck. Look, the fact that I happen to be, not my problem. Not my problem. I'm trying to make you motherfuckers better. You can be better than me and them. But you're too busy thinking you're already on the cutting edge while you're fake humble. Oh no, Aries, I'm not better than anybody. I just know. Right there. Right? Once you did that, you already invalidated everything you say. I'm not better than anyone, Aries. I'm humble. I just know that once you have this sacred and eternal knowledge that they have hidden from you and they don't want you to know, that you unlock your infinite potential where you is God. That shit sound great. Make you want to check fire and facts. God is not in the earthquake, the volcano, the storm. He's not in nature. Nature is an effect. It's something manifests from an effect. Dawson said symbols. I don't know what you're referring to with just the question mark. I'm assuming there's a question there because of the question mark, but maybe just a little more specific. Yeah. What a piece of shit, man.
So that doesn't mean that nature doesn't speak of God, but it does mean that whatever God is not in the natural world. Okay, now we can extend that. Not bound by time, not bound by space. Well, does that make God a material object? Because when people say, is God real, which is a variant of the question, is do you believe in God? It's like, well, God's immaterial and outside of time and space. So if your definition of real is material things in the domain of time and space, then we're not talking about the same thing. Now,
this is the problem. See, I'm pointing to it. Nobody else is going to point this out to you because they want you to feel included. I give a fuck if you feel included. I want you to understand. Even if that means you got to drag your ass across the fucking desert. What do you mean by real? True. Because it's easy to say, no, I think there's more than just the physical world. Oh, quick. You heard what he said? He's in the team. He's included. Talk is cheap. Because I say, okay, what is this? What is this stuff talking about? And then you reduce it back to physical. You're lying. It's easy to say, well, everything in the physical world has a metaphysical correspondent. Oh, ooh, check, fire, facts. What does it correspond to? Give me some framing that isn't physical. And now you start pulling everything you want to say is relevant out your ass and mixing and matching, right? Right? Well, the waters of Noon are really the astral, what was the word that motherfucker used? The astral transcendental substratum. Ooh. Ooh. See, well, motherfucker who don't know what that mean and don't want to admit they don't know what that mean, what's the only option left? Check. Fire. Facts. Oh, yeah. That guy's clearly tapping in. You don't know what that means. You don't understand basic fundamentals of these ideas. You playing Terrence Howard. Symbols on the map. Symbols on the map are the epistemology. Symbols on the map are the epistemology. Here, let me zoom in a little bit because you may not be able to see. This is a map. It's a simplified, it's an abstract, simplified view of a select piece of the world. Okay, it's a conceptualization. The ontological part, an ontology is that branch of philosophy that deals with what exists. See, when you say whether or not something is real, it's an ontological claim. Just like when I say when motherfuckers are talking about spooky back oil in your vertebrae, it's a biological claim. Motherfuckers so quick to jump to give you tips and hints about shit they don't understand. Whatever. Sorry, not being mean to you, Dawson. Ontological. The ontological part of this map is the square. You see the square? It contains everything there, as well as the green background. It's the stage upon which everything that is in context will be shown, can be known. Ooh, can be known. Everything that's in context that can be known is epistemology. You have to simplify these things. You have the conceptualization, the abstract view has to be simplified. Why? Because we got a map of the park, right? Do I need to map out each blade of grass? How about all the rocks? You got trees on there, but should I map out the branches and the leaves as well? Some of this stuff is basic shit. So on the map, the symbols, though everything you see there in the key, this is the epistemology. And you need ontology and epistemology together in order to have methodology, a cosmology. Let me continue here because I think he's going to say what I need him to say in a second here. Let me continue. Because, bro, a lot of this stuff is simple, and I go over it over and over again. And the thing that keeps motherfuckers from understanding it is their presumption that they get it because of how they feel. Their aversion to asking questions. I'm so sick of motherfuckers asking questions like they understand the words. Like, admit to yourself first you don't understand before you try and look like you understand. So, Arius, based on what you said, is the primordial atmosphere necessary for the genius and shadow work axis evaluation of ascension? Okay, you said the words I say. Like, how do I not embarrass you after asking me something like that? I'm so angry. It makes me so mad. I'm gonna skip to this other video real quick because this isn't just that you don't understand spirituality and metaphysics. A lot of y'all are behind in a lot of shit. I'm not saying that to look down on you. If you don't get the things you're supposed to learn in 3rd grade, 4th and 5th grade not gonna work. And if nobody addresses that for you, by the time you get to 8th grade and no one's addressed it, and then the 8th grade teacher got to teach you what he's supposed to teach you, but you never got this stuff back here, what the fuck he's supposed to do? He necessarily has to go back to 3rd grade education for you. And when I say it, you think I'm making fun of you.
So basically what we're saying is nobody in this class has a understanding of shapes. I'm sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of 33. 5 out of 33 have a concept of shapes. We're talking squares, rectangles, triangles. That's all we haven't even gotten to the next. Oh my God, we haven't even got to the hard shapes yet. I haven't asked y'all to pull out a calculator. I haven't asked y'all to multiply. I haven't asked y'all to add. I haven't asked y'all to subtract. I haven't asked y'all to do anything but identify shapes. What shape is this when you cut it in half? What shape is this when you cut this in half? No. I'm just hush. Just hush. I literally have not. This is the first question where they ask y'all to calculate the area. Mind you, if you're paying attention, books with the answers right on them. This is not even a try it question. This is an example from the book. And only 5 people can give me the answer out of 30-something people, out of 30-something kids. And again, nobody's asking y'all to calculate, multiply, divide, add, subtract. I ask y'all to identify shapes. And we can't get 13-year-olds to identify triangles, squares, and rectangles. This is literally the only class all day who cannot identify shapes. So, tonight, for homework, I'm gonna need you guys to draw shapes. Draw shapes so we can understand what shapes are. Because I see we have to start at the very basic. At 12 and 13, we can't even go into area of a square, area of a triangle, if we can't even identify a square, if we can't even identify a triangle.
Oh yeah, it's funny, right? It's funny, right? It's funny, right? Ha ha, look at them 13-year-olds who are underdeveloped and don't know basic kindergarten shapes. It's funny, right? They're funny, right? Because you're better than Brandon. Y'all motherfuckers don't understand basic English. Y'all motherfuckers don't understand basic English. Not only that, you have the internet at your fingertips and won't look shit up. You'd rather pretend. You'd rather base it on how you feel. This is why I'm upset. Most of the shit motherfuckers don't get ain't even spiritual shit. And so I can't get around to teaching motherfuckers shit they could get, shit they're asking for, because nobody else is giving y'all the fundamentals. No one else is giving y'all the fundamentals. No one's looking at the fact that y'all don't have fundamentals. They just pass you on to the next grade. Oh, did you buy my course? Well, now you get it. And if I tell you you don't understand the fundamentals, you look at me like I'm insulting you. Y'all don't understand the fundamentals of any of this. And you don't understand because you feel like you get it. I'd love to be talking about fucking left-hand pass shit, but stop. We could get into it. We could have some fucking fun. But y'all don't understand the fundamentals. Well, teach me, Aries. Boy, I'd slap the shit out of you. Teach me. Like you just teachable. You're not, because you won't ask questions when you don't understand. You just nod your head. Yeah. Check. You don't understand the fundamentals. What are the fundamentals? What are the fundamentals? See, motherfuckers like, how do I do this, Aries? How do I do that, Aries? How do I do this, right? That's what you want to know. That's what you want to know. Fundamentals. Fundamentals. Right here. The fundamentals. Yeah, Aries, I get that. No, you don't. No, you don't. You know names in another language. You've assigned colors to spooky words. You don't know what you're looking at. Why I got the numbers there? Why I got the numbers there? I swear, bro. I swear. It's funny. It's funny in the way he was laughing because it hurts and the only thing you can do is laugh. Like, you ever see somebody stub their toe and you immediately laugh? Why? Because you can feel it. You get that pain. It hurts so much and you know it hurts. Why I got the numbers there, guys? I swear, motherfuckers will ask how to do this, how to do that, how to do this, and they don't understand the fundamentals. Why I got the numbers there? The numbers are symbols. for the quantities, and the quantities have qualities. I get that, Arius. That makes sense. You don't know what I just said. You don't know what I just said. The sass assassin. Talk that sass. What's that? Man, that dude got some sass. I mean, hey, they do got some sass. Y'all do what you do. He do got some sass in there. Bro, I feel like shit, though. It's cool. Congratulations. Congratulations. See, that's where you need to check 5 facts. You're feeling like shit. Good. Feel like shit. Because spirituality ain't supposed to get you to stop feeling like shit. That's what a lot. See, that's part of what motherfuckers get in here for. They feel like shit all the time, don't want to have to admit that's the case, and want a trick to get them out of that. I want a trick to manifest this, manifest that. I need a little bit of wealth in my life. Ooh! Right? They tell you what you want to hear. How the fuck you manifesting money, right? But you don't know how the manifest world works. With a trick, because you don't understand the fundamentals. Listen to this one. I like.
No, y'all, can we talk about it? Can we please talk about it? Let's take a moment to discuss. Let's take a moment to debrief. Let's take a moment to unpack. So I'm not really understanding why they're not telling y'all. Like, we all know that the world is behind, like, globally, like, because of the pandemic and stuff. But I don't understand why they're not stressing to y'all how bad it is. Like, I'm not even trying to be funny, but these kids are... I'm going to just say this. I teach 7th grade. They are still performing on the 4th grade level. I don't care how you flip it, turn it, swing it, swindle it. They still performing on the 4th grade level. Ain't nobody talking about how they just keep moving, passing them on. They just keep passing them on, 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 passing them on. I can put as many zeros in this grade book as I want to. They're going to move that child to the 8th grade next year. Ain't nobody talking about that. Why they not talking about that? Why they not telling y'all that y'all... And why don't y'all know that y'all kids not performing on their grade level? Why y'all don't know this? Why y'all don't know? Talk about it. Let's unpack. Because y'all be quick to talk about, oh, the teacher this, the teacher this, the teacher. It's your job, baby. I just got here 30 days ago. She was performing on the 4th grade level since 4th grade. Why we not talk? Well, let's talk about it. You the teacher. You supposed to be, again, she's been on the 4th grade level since the 4th grade. We in 7th grade now. So you let this child go 3 years and you never knew that your child was still in the 4th grade, ain't never left the... Hang it up, flat screen. And 4th graders being nice. I still have kids performing on grade K, 1, 2, and 3rd grade levels. I could probably...
You can say they know, they just don't care. But it's a little more than that. It's a little more than that. I mean, look, pull back the laugh. I'm so serious. The parents read on a grade school level. You gotta... Y'all motherfuckers say, I've been doing this for years. Motherfucker, I just got here. What you mean ain't nobody tell you shit? What you mean ain't nobody told you still a beginner? Oh, that's right. You bought the course, and so they just tell you now you get it. Right? Y'all some of y'all actually read on a grade school level, but then you want to tell me about all the spiritual books you read. How's your reading comprehension? Go ahead, tell me about the spiritual books you've read for years. How's your reading comprehension? Because when I say, what the fuck does is? What the fuck is in, the, of, a, and, but, or? you. Right? Right? Basic words everyone uses every day. This is what English class was for. And so this is what I end up having to do. We want to talk metaphysics. We want to talk spirituality. I got to teach you basic English. I want to talk about the qualities of quantities within the dynamic multiplicity of unity. We have to talk about basic geometry. Who the fuck been teaching y'all? What the fuck you done gone through got you thinking you're not a beginner? Aside from what you want to believe. Y'all motherfuckers don't understand basic geometry. Yeah, the parents performing on 4th grade level. Y'all, do not assume you better than these motherfuckers in the audience. I'm so serious. That's what's gonna get you fucked up. Stop assuming you better than Brandon. He teach 7th grade. When he say some of these kids reading on the 4th grade level, he's being nice. When I say y'all don't understand basic English, basic geometry, I'm being nice. I'm being nice. To be honest, y'all motherfuckers are scared of the reality that maybe you're dumb. Maybe you don't know how to think. Maybe you're stupid. You're still scared of the reality. You won't look to check. You just sit in the audience. Check, fire, facts. Again and again and again and again. You'll sit in your ignorance and perform. You'll sit in your ignorance and perform. Look, I can direct you to people who can teach you some of these basic fundamentals that ain't even spirituality. Well, what's the thing called? Is it called the quadrivium? See, motherfuckers will give you a bunch of books to read, right? But they ain't gonna challenge you on the fact that you don't understand English. We'll teach you teach you pieces of a whole new language. You don't understand the language you speak. Quadrivium. Arithmetic, geometry, music, and astronomy. The trivium. Grammar, logic, rhetoric. You're supposed to already learn some of this stuff. At least enough to recognize it. See them little babies in the class? They don't understand basic shapes. Y'all grown folk don't understand English. No Child Left Behind has. Hell yeah. It's so bad. It's so bad. This is ancient information you could know. But you're more comfortable feeling like you know enough. Where my video at? Where my video at? Here we go. I'm pissed.
And if everybody agreeing on the same thing, somebody wrong. You see? Check? Check. All right then. They play on your emotion. Saying nothing well and playing on your emotion. Tell a person what they want to hear and say nothing well. You can say nothing if you can say it well. They play on your emotion. And that's the problem with our people. They have been teaching you what you wanted to hear and not what you really needed to hear because they didn't know what you really needed to hear. That's called the art of public speaking. They play on your emotion. So that's getting your emotion up to a certain level, and you thinking that's spiritual, that's emotionalism. They play on your emotion. And they'd come up and they would come into some stuff and they would be talking all this good stuff and people, yeah. But everybody's ignorant. You see what I'm saying? They play on your emotion. And if everybody agreeing on the same thing, somebody wrong. You see? Check? Check. All right then.
Thank you. People don't understand the priesthood of old was 10 times smarter than your average doctor, in my opinion. Well, I'm not going to say you're wrong, but see that little move at the end, bruh. That little move at the end. Like, it's... Let me break it down, Mr. Terrence. That little move at the end, ... in my opinion. The beginning of that sentence does not portray itself as though it's opinion. It's subtle. It's small, but it makes all the difference. A, and, the, of, or. It's small, but it makes all the difference. People don't understand the priesthood of old was 10 times smarter than your average doctor. If it's in your opinion, start that way. Start that way. Because the beginning of that, people don't understand. To be the motherfucker to say whether or not people understand, you might have to understand a little bit. So there's a little bit of a claim in there. And then it goes ... in my opinion. I'm not trying to be mean to you, but there's an aftertaste of bullshit in it. I just wanted to point it out for you. But you're not wrong. People don't understand how underdeveloped they are. Because so much is done for you. So much is made convenient. There's so many places where no one's going to say anything. There's so many places where no one's going to say anything. They're just going to scoot you on. Yeah, go read the book. But they're not telling you, hold on. You didn't understand the words. You didn't understand what that meant. Yeah, I did. You know, it's not easy. I want to light a fire up under your ass about how much work you got ahead of you. Anyone telling your ass that you're going to walk in here and this is a few simple steps to get it is lying. They telling you what you want to hear. And it's not that they shouldn't lie. You need to be transparent with yourself about the fact that that's really what you wanted to hear. You didn't want to have to address it, but that's really what you wanted to hear. Let me finish this real quick. Because I want to take you where I want to take you. I'm an hour and a half in. Eric is just berating me. No, I'm not just berating you. I'm not. I'm pointing out something no one points out to you. I'm trying to show you how crucial it is. And I can't just say it, because if I just say it, you're going to lie. You're going to pretend like you understood me. You're going to cap like we're talking about the same thing. I just fucking can't let you do that. I can't. I could. I can. I could. I won't.
Usually people approach that question of belief with some materialistic framework like that in mind, even if they don't know it.
Yes.
The Christians, let's say, who put this question forward in the hope of getting the answer they want to hear, are materialistic and Enlightenment minds, even though they don't know it, because they have an implicit definition of what constitutes real. Is God real? It's like, no, God's hyper real. That's not the same thing.
I think that the physical...
When he says materialistic, and I didn't realize this, it pissed me off for like a week when I realized this, because I had been saying it. When I say materialism, when I say materialistic, I'm talking about a form of philosophy, a framing, a cosmological framing. Motherfuckers was listening, nodding their head, I understand. They thought I meant materialistic as being vain and possessory. Hold on. Let's see, because overly concerned or preoccupied with material possessions rather than with intellectual or spiritual things. This is what motherfuckers thought I meant. Some of you heard him say materialistic, and this is what you think he means. That's not the case. Let's stop playing with me. Why you do that? Oh no. It's not even that big of an inconvenience. I can just click the button and it's there in seconds. In philosophy, physicalism is the view that everything is physical, that there is nothing over and above the physical, or that everything supervenes on the physical. Nothing over and above the physical. And you'll say, Arius, that's not me. What constitutes the category of real for you? Because if I don't describe it in particles and energy, you'll claim it's not real. That is materialistic. Why? Because you're following the philosophical premise of materialism. There's a form of philosophical monism which holds that matter is the fundamental substance in nature, and that all things, including mental states and consciousness, are a result of material interactions of material things. This is what I'm saying. You're a materialist. This is why. Because when you say all this spiritual stuff is really describing your body. Right? Right? That's why Jesus was 33 when he was crucified, because they're talking about your 33 vertebrae and the bottom of your skull, right? Why? Come listen. The fundamental substance in nature, even mental states and consciousness, is matter. And so you reduce all the spiritual stuff to matter. Look, guys, in order to master spirituality, you got to master the fundamentals. If you can't even recognize fundamentals, how the fuck you gonna master them? Like, dude was talking about the babies couldn't even recognize shapes. How you gonna tell me the area of a shape? Anamali, good to see you in the chat. Morning. The holy people were the doctors. Sorry, that statement doesn't make sense to me. The priesthood. When he's talking about the priesthood, this is coming from an age of the only people in the communities that were learned, for the most part, was the priesthood. Like in terms of what we know as scholarship, all of them came from the priesthood. Like okay, you look at a piece of paper and you can translate the squiggly lines. See the squiggly lines? You can translate the squiggly lines and discern from them the knowledge of the past. Mostly only people in the priesthood could do that. So he's talking about way back. All right, so they weren't the only doctors, but he's talking about like in an age where you got like the medicine man. All right, their collective, only the priesthood were educated. They're the only ones who needed to be. Then you get something like the Middle Ages, though. Those priesthoods, the Middle Ages, the fucking Dark Ages, those priesthoods, they were the pinnacle of education because everyone else was purposely destitute. But when you go to places where the populace isn't purposely miseducated. Some education is more prevalent. You know, there are some physicians who aren't necessarily part of the priesthood. Like okay, in the Middle Ages, there were physicians that weren't part of the priesthood. Okay, so it's juxtaposed a little bit. These things change throughout time. Oh, God, that hurts. So the devil's in the details, as always, though. As always. But, like, taking it back, bro, that's what I mean. Like, we take so many things for granted. You can take the squiggly lines and decipher. Like, look, I'm going to change the language on here real quick. So you have a better idea what I mean by you take the squiggly lines and decipher the knowledge of the past. Look at the squiggly lines. I don't know what this is saying. Right? See, you so intuitively can pick up a meaning from words that you think a meaning is the meaning. It's the same thing, Arius. A, the, right? No. Sorry, don't be so mad at them. You can look at the squiggly lines and decipher the words of the ancients. It's magic. It was magic to them. It's what John Vervaeke would call a psychotechnology. A psychological technology. Hey, today is Ass Whooping Monday. Just give me a warning. Nobody's saying, hey, man. Look, bro, gotta get it. Because I think outside of here, none of you are safe. You're being fucked. You're being fucked and conditioned to enjoy it. That's just me, though. You know. Cast a spell. I think be home. Being, gotcha. Held accountable for your thinking is necessary before learning anything. I learned that the other way around. In kindergarten, you're given that you want to build the child's confidence in learning. I mean, and before they start learning, they have to be confident about learning. Oh, the nipples pinched. What's that saying? Imagine if somebody's teaching your baby math and anything your baby say, the teacher tell them it's right. Is that motherfucker teaching your baby math? But you want to get in spirituality and have that be the case. Oh, you an omnist. There's truth in all of these. Okay. No, it's cap. It's cap, bro. It's a way to not have to be wrong about things. Not have to go back and say, hey, I'm fucking up. See, that was the ... in my opinion. That was the cushion at the end. That's what I was pointing out, Terrence. Is it Terrence? Terrence. Yeah, that's what I was pointing out. Not that what he said was inherently and completely wrong, but that cushion. There's a reason you put it there, and it's part of the culture of the spiritual community. Take what I say with a grain of salt. We'll take what you need and leave the rest. How the fuck do you know what you need? Where did you get that knowledge? Where did you get that discernment? Nah, feelings. It's bullshit, and motherfuckers will sell you bullshit. Why? Because you'll buy it. It's not an issue of whether or not they should or shouldn't. It's because you'll buy it. It's because you'll buy it. Time for spanking. Hot and fresh. Yeah, hot, fresh spanking. Look, warm up the leather belt. Put that shit in the microwave and spank it with it. Yeah, like being told 2 + 2 is not 5. Gotta be done. You got to. In order to be right, you have to have the risk of being wrong. In order to win, there has to be the risk of losing. Otherwise, it's not a win. Yes, it's so serious. Exactly. That only confuses me more. The children are and poor babies. I'm sorry. Look, even the teachers will tell you, oh yeah, because most of the time, side ejects. Oh yeah, most of the time when somebody asks me what is real, I always invoke materialism, and I think most people do that. Yes, that's what Jordan Peterson is talking about here. That's what Jordan Peterson is talking about here. That when people ask the question, is God real? What they mean by real and don't know it because they never have to examine it and don't know it because they're never called to examine it. What they mean by real is physical. Matter and energy within the bounds of time and space. If that is what you mean by real, something like spirituality is hyper real. And that's something completely different. That's something completely different. When I'm sitting down on the couch, I turn on the PS4, I got the controller and the TV screen there, right? All that shit's on. I turned all that shit on, and it generates for me the appearance of a world. In relationship to that appearance of a world, my existence is meta real. The existence of the video, of the console, the TV, and the controller is hyper real. That's why I would say metaverse and hyperverse. And motherfuckers will say, "Oh yeah, cool, check, I get it," but you don't. Metaverse, primordial, hyperverse, non-physical, multiverse, physical realm. Why is the physical realm a multiverse? Remember the video game, right? Sitting on the couch, meta, real. The video game console, the controller, the television, hyper, real, right? So then we're talking real is the video game. Then that video game, you can have infinitely many playthroughs. A multiverse of playthroughs. Come on now, guys. It could be fucking simple. But unless you can look at yourself and acknowledge where you don't understand, no one will ever be able to get you to a place you understand. And you'll literally just fall further and further behind. Like, when I say metaverse, I'm using the English language. Prefixes, suffixes. Like, how you gonna tell me about all the spiritual books you read, and then I show you the word metaverse, and you don't know to look at the prefix and the suffix? That means you didn't look at it in any of the books. And I'm supposed to think you know that shit. But stop. What the? Original 619. Outside of here, we're fucked. Wait a second, what? Damn, yeah, I'm an idiot in Korean, 100%. Right? Well, imagine motherfuckers come in here, well, I know what that means, really. It corresponds with the English language. Shut up. What? Like, Original 619, what you mean? You said outside of here, we're fucked. Maybe you're referring to what someone else said. Did I say that? I don't know. Would you rather someone tell you your fly is down or go with the 99% who won't tell you and sell you new pants? Hell yeah. Oh, man. Bruh, it be happening to me on Instagram and social media, man. Somebody will say something ridiculous. And you'll get a bunch of comments. Check, fire, facts, 100, gems. Right? All the way down. Not me, just one comment. Sounds like bullshit. Maybe this don't make sense. Right? I'm hit What do you mean? What? Shut up. You trying to stop our rise. Why you hating on me? I'm the only person in the room willing to tell you, hey man, your fly is down. Hey bro, you can actually use those jeans. You don't need to buy new ones. Nah, you don't understand. You ain't. If you know, you know. You got to get the newest jeans with the leather kneecap. Because if you have the leather kneecap, then that's the thing, and you unlock your potential to look good on the runway. And I'm like, bro, that's not even what jeans are for. But they'd rather have somebody come along, check, fire, facts, and validate. They'd rather have somebody validate them so they feel valid. Because being valid is tough. When I think of the Catholic churches of old, a lot of the commoners couldn't read. I'm speaking of the time before Martin Luther was excommunicated. Yeah, they couldn't read. Yeah, it was fucking look at the squiggly lines. Look at those squiggly lines. The words of God can be transmitted through these squiggly lines. And if you're initiated into the priesthood, you'll be able to see it for yourself. You'll be able to read the word of God, the words of the ancients. Yes. Motherfuckers take so much shit for granted. So motherfuckers ask, is God real? Well, if Jordan Peterson tells you God is hyper real, are you brave enough to admit whether or not you understand the answer? Let me do my thing today, bro. Let me do my fucking thing. You're not better than Brandon, guys. You're really not. You're really not. And you could be. That's the problem. You fucking could be, and you're in my face. Not the leather kneecap. But look, don't you understand? That's what unlocks the centrifugal force of the spin of your DNA to activate the electromagnetic field of your melanin. Because outer space is melanin. These are dumb as fuck. Tell you outer space is melanin and I gotta sit there with a straight face. Well, motherfuckers. I get it. You want to feel included. You felt like an outcast most of your life. You felt like people rejected you, didn't understand you, didn't want to listen to you. Where's the picture? Where's the picture? You felt different than everybody else. You saw things differently. You were the black sheep in your family. I get it. Where's the picture I used? Here, I'll just use this one. Same difference. Same difference. You're the only person you know in the audience who stands up. Why are you getting... I don't want to save it. Just open the picture up. There we go. Nah, that's what I need to do. Open image in new tab. No, I don't want to save it. Why is it... Okay, this is probably a file type thing. It's a file type issue. That's what it's got to be. Look, you're the only person you know in the stands standing up, right? Everybody else just sitting down. And you can't seem to get it. Why everybody in the stands just sitting down? Don't they understand we all here for the race? Don't they understand the race is what this has always been about? Doing the work, right? Do the work. That's what niggas will say. Do the work. What's the work? What's the work? Roll your eyes in the back of your head so you can activate the DMT, your pineal gland, right? Breathe a specific way so that your body unlocks the spooky oil in your ass bone. Because you need to get that ass oil up to your brain, because clearly that means something. That must be the shit. Activate your anus. You motherfuckers. You motherfuckers. Hyperreal equals God is an ideal image. Let's see. To Super Mario. Is the Super Nintendo console an ideal image? Maybe I'm wrong about this. I need to look at, what are we talking about? Over relating to or embodying an ideal. That's what I thought immediately, but then I thought, what is an ideal? I'm guessing you're using this as an adjective because it's coming before the word image. Conforming exactly to an ideal, over relating to philosophical idealism, existing as an archetypal idea. See, look, Mario never references the Super Nintendo. Mario never references the Super Nintendo. Because Mario ain't about beyond that world. The physical world is the appearance of a place. It's like inside of a video game. I'm not telling you to go pretend like the world is Super Mario. What I'm telling you to do is contend with whether or not you understand what I'm saying. I wouldn't tell people it's an ideal image. That sounds more like a super ego. That sounds more like a super ego, and I'm not saying that's what hyper real means. It's a type of real. Look, if Super Mario's world, all right, from Super Mario's perspective, that is the real world. If we take that premises, the world of the television, the Super Nintendo console, the controller, that world is hyper real. What is hyper? There we go. That's what I need to do. Above or beyond super, okay, that is or exists in a space of more than 3 dimensions. It's beyond the space and time of that appearance of a place. So then once again, this is why I'm questioning the use of an ideal image. Bridging points within an entity such as the database or network non-sequential. Hyper, bridging points within an entity. It's bridging the motherfucker sitting on the couch with Mario in his world. That's what that hyper verse does. That's what the non-physical does. It's the bridge. So yeah, I wouldn't say an ideal image. I would have to question that. See, what I think you mean is from the perspective of inside the game. And that your premises of thinking is starting inside the game. It's almost teleological. What is teleology? Here, guys, let me show you. Because I know I could say it and you'll just look and you won't look it up. It's okay. Teleology, telos, that's Greek, I think. Greek, it might be Greek. Telos, as in end, aim, or goal. See, I think that's what you mean by an ideal image, as in a goal, a telos, or finality, is a branch of causality, giving the reason or an explanation for something as a function of its end, its purpose, or its goal, as opposed to as a function of its cause. I think when you're saying an ideal image, you're talking about a telos. Because you're saying the ideal, the image is ideal. I'd much rather you look at it as a function of its cause. Okay? So you're in the realm of causality, but your premises of thinking is starting in the appearance of the place, as opposed to the motherfucker sitting on the couch. Okay? And that's what I want you. That's what I'm trying to point to. See, I don't not understand what you're saying. I'm just not going to agree with it. Love you though, because I said something. Thank you. Causality is an influence by which one event, process, state, or object, a cause, contributes to the production of another event, process, state, or object, an effect, where the cause is partly responsible for the effect, and the effect is partly dependent on the cause. I get around to talking about that relationship, that dynamic, where what's called the cause, in the Bookman model I talked to you about affect. An affect gives rise to an effect, and the effect is dependent upon the affect. The effect here is dependent upon the cause. This is talking about causality. So when we're talking about hyperreal, we're talking about the path of causality. What causes what? When I tell y'all imagine something, right? People's general presumption is that the brain causes imagination. And I'm telling you, you're looking at it backwards. See, when you talk ideal image, I can taste it. You're looking at it backwards. This is what I'm trying to point to. See, no one's going to tell y'all this. They're going to look at what you said and say, check, fire, facts. And I'm not going to do that to you. Fuck. Society ejects. Dawson, and my dumb ass will be out here with them leather kneecap joints and then find out that ain't it. Oh shit! Look, you get the leather kneecaps with the sequins around the outside, comparing it to other folks in the group. Like, yeah, man, you know, I seen these ones. You know how motherfuckers had their aunt, right? And they could be everybody in the group got a different kind of aunt, right? It's just like that. Oh man, I love that shit. Go ahead, bro. What, bro? Why you ain't in the guild, Dawson? Oh no, I ain't even hear an answer to that up top. Society ejects. I joined a Discord group for filmmaking and not realizing there was people in there that really knew they shit. Talking about being embarrassed, but it was also a learning process. Wait. If you joined a Discord group for filmmaking, why wouldn't you have expected there would be people in there that knew their shit? I don't understand that. I get if you had that presumption and then you were shown that there are people in there who knew their shit, why you would be embarrassed. But I'm curious about why you joined the group if you didn't think there'd be people in there who knew their shit. Or maybe I don't understand the purpose of the Discord group. That could be a thing too. Al Dickey says, fall through the red cups with the hyper knee pads. Bruh. That fucking red. I'm trying to forget the red cups. See, that's what y'all want. Y'all want me to come out here with them knee pads that got an unk on it. Right? Like, that's really what y'all need. You know, I'm going to show y'all the unboxing of the knee pads, right? Have y'all got y'all's yet? Oh, fuck this shit, man. Dawson, is that interconnected versus intra-connected? Is what interconnected versus intra-connected? If you're talking about... Where's my PDF? Here it is. If you're talking about this relationship between the primordial and the physical, and non-physical being that intermediate, if that's what you're talking about, and it's actually a pertinent question here. This is what I mean when I say the fundamentals, guys. This is why the fundamentals is so fucking important. Where am I gonna give it to you? It's in the second Trinity. Here. I can do it like this. I can do it like this. Here, let me show you. Oh, let me make sure I can see. You can see it. Okay, cool. No, stop it. There we go. All right. The relationship or the dynamic between primordial, non-physical, and physical is a trinity, right? When we're talking about a trinity, the idea of inter versus intra connection isn't necessarily a thing at that level of analysis. Just look here. The black is an interconnection. The blue is as close as you're going to get to an intra-connection when the units in the unity are just 3. Okay? Here, let me continue. Let me show you. Here's looking at it where you have 4 units in the unity. The dynamic that exists with them. The black lines are the interconnection and the blue is the intra-connection. Okay? It's not to say you have none at all, but you're not really doing anything with it yet. Why do I say you're not doing anything with it yet? Because this is where you want to get. This is where interconnection versus intra-connection becomes significant. See, once again, let me take you back through it. 3, you don't really have it, okay? 4, you begin to get the fundamentals to have such a thing, all right? And then here, now you get it. How do you know you have an intra-connection? It's because with that intra-connection, you can reflect the interconnection within context. The interconnection is the black lines. The intra-connection is the blue lines. Those blue lines reflect the interconnection within themselves. That's this. So there's the intra-connection. This is in terms of the fundamental map. This is 5. Okay, this is I almost want to cover up the word dimension because people will see it and like, oh, I get what he's talking about. And it's like, no, stop. So you're saying hyper/above doesn't necessarily imply perfect or ideal. Yeah, that is part of it. Like the player doesn't have to be a perfect player per se. Well, the level of the player itself is meta. The level of the hardware, like the controller, the television, the console, that's hyper. Okay? Because there's a multiverse of potentials in that generated world. The world that's generated from the console, that has a multiverse of potentials. All right? So it's not to say, because when he's saying ideal image, it's from the perspective of inside the generated world, looking up. And to be quite honest, that's much more of a super ego than it is an ideal image. Because the idea of an ideal image is almost teleological. It's almost implying there's a purpose or an end or a goal. And I'm not necessarily talking about a purpose, end, or a goal, more so explaining the line of causality. What causes what? Ethan, the fuck I missed? Probably the whole fundamental map. Probably all the fundamentals. That's what you probably missed, bro. Not even probably. I could put money on it. You probably missed all the fundamentals. All the fundamentals. And they're so necessary. They are so fucking necessary. They're so fucking necessary. But motherfuckers want to know how. They want to know how. Aries, tell me how. How? Because I know enough to get what you're saying about that. Now I just need to know how. And, oh my God. Is the interconnection the going within? Not in a methodological sense, but it's what allows such a thing to even be possible. Like in terms of, okay, once again, I'll go back to the fundamental map. In terms of, no, not that image. I'm sorry, Brendan. Let me close you so I don't confuse you with something else. Because when we're looking at the fundamental map, we're only looking at ontology and epistemology. There's no methodology. When we're looking at a fundamental map, it's only ontology and epistemology. It's not methodology. What image do I want to give you? Pop. Here, I'll throw you this one. Okay, this is what I'll do. Okay, I'm going to make a distinction about what I'm talking about, and then I'm going to talk to you about going within. Because going within is methodological, okay? But the concept of a within that can be moved to, that comes around. See, look, 4, 5, 6 is if these constitute the outside, the beginning and the end, a within is given rise in 4, 5, and 6. Once again, this is just ontology and epistemology. If we are talking about methodology, going within, right? You don't need intra-connection and interconnection to understand that basic concept. But to really get it, you're going to need it. You see, look here. Distinction is physical from non-physical. That 4, 5, and 6, well, actually 7, 8, and 9 as well. All that is non-physical world. Look, remember, Brandon, keep this in mind. Brandon is turning from the physical into the non-physical, okay? This part of your going within. But look at this here. Physical to non-physical. See, 5, that inter and intra connection. That's part of this non-physical. So that turning is only made possible by the 5. Because before you go back up, there's a coming down. And so that unfolding that gives rise to the physical world, to the manifest world, is in all of the physical world. So that going within, the turning back, that's going to be there. Okay, so when I'm talking about inter and intra connection, I'm talking to you about ontology and epistemology. I'm talking to you about fundamental map. That's not methodological. When we're talking going within, that's methodological. That's a how do I do this? Okay? It presumes an I. It presumes a you. And you need all this shit before you can have a you. So, I'm thinking, it's the metaphysics part. Because so often people will listen and they'll try and translate what they're hearing into something methodological, into a how. Okay? That's where motherfuckers is messing up. Because they think once they can translate it into a how, that means they get it. Because you don't even know what a how is. You're not going to get it that way. So once again, I'm not trying to be mean. Oh my God, I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to be mean. Please don't take it as me being mean, Dawson. So there's no you in it. These would be the map of the mall not showing where you are at. Well, the map of the mall is kind of interesting because it does show you a you, but okay. That's I'll use the maps that I use because I use these for a reason. This map at the top is a fundamental map, okay? It doesn't show you where you are on the map. It doesn't show you where you need to go. And if it doesn't show you those two things, it can't tell you how to do anything. Okay? It's a fundamental map. It is only showing you ontology and epistemology. These are fundamental maps. But the Jello pudding. Okay. These are fundamental maps. You can know all the shit. You can say all the words for the chakras and the sephiroths and the paths. None of it's telling you how to do anything. It's a fundamental map. It's a fundamental. This is why you can't just know these words and then know how this relates to your day-to-day life. This is why when someone's trying to give you a tip and trying to tell you they can relate this to your day-to-day life, all they do is reduce it to the physical body. They haven't examined the metaphysics they use. Or the fact that the people who came up with this shit don't use the metaphysics people today are using. And by people today, I mean you. That was supposed to be a question I'm asking. My bad. No. Look, if we want to understand what the fuck is a you, what the fuck is a you? Be mean, man. It's good. I've been getting my ass kicked for a while. Well, look, what's been taking so long, goddammit? Look. You want to understand what a you is. I say it all the time. Stop playing like you get it. Don't tell me I'm here to get beyond humanity. Bitch, you don't know what humanity is. You don't know what I mean by that. Fuck. Fuck. What the fuck is a you? What the fuck is a you? Follow me. Not in life. Through the explanation. This is why I'm telling you, you need to understand the fundamentals to have a you. You need to understand the fundamentals. These first two, don't think about what is he telling me to do. I'm not telling you to do anything. What is reality at large and what is reality in context of that at large? Any and every cosmology is going to deal with these first two. Any and every metaphysics deals with these first two. Metaphysics, the branch of philosophy, the parts of that branch: ontology, epistemology, cosmology. Ontology, epistemology, cosmology. Every religion, right, culture, metaphysics is going to answer these three questions for you. And if they're good, the kind that can stand the test of time, they'll answer these questions so seamlessly, you'll never even think that you need to consider such a thing. What is reality at large? I'm going to use your Christian cosmology. Arius, I'm not a Christian anymore. I know that's not real. What do you mean, real? What do you mean, real? It ain't the truth. Oh, you think you changed it? Same difference. What constitutes the category of true? What makes something true? Here's the answer. The answer to these questions. See, at this level of analysis, there's no such thing as real or true. You need the answers to these questions to begin constituting the category. Damn it! I need to look up the word constitute. I have to look up the word constitute. Fuck. Because you'll listen to me. Yeah, I get that, Arius. Fuck. You know what I'm saying? They know how to teach y'all basic English. They let you get away with the idea that you have no idea what I'm talking about. And you're just used to sitting in the back. Check. Fire. Facts. We tapping in. I fucking hate you. Make up, form, compose. What are the elements that form, that make up, that compose the category of true and real? What are the elements or the components that establish the category of real or true? Compose, components. I like that. To give due or lawful form to. To give due or lawful form to. I love that. All right, look, I gotta give you this. I gotta give you this, okay? So this isn't about getting the correct answer. I know. Well, that's what they did in school. Shh. No, we're not doing that. You need to understand what I'm saying. These questions aren't asking you to get the right answer. The answers to these questions constitute the category. They consist of the components that compose that category. The elements that establish that category, that make up what makes something real. Here, let me give you the example. Christian cosmology. It's okay. Christian cosmology. What is reality at large? In a very basic sense. Heaven, hell, and earth. According to a Christian, there is no thing that you can know, that you can point to, that doesn't exist within one of those three realms. Heaven, hell, and earth. It's not about whether or not that's true. How the fuck do you know? Without an answer to what is reality at large, you don't have an answer of what makes something true. What makes something real? That's what we're establishing here. So it's not calling for the right answer. It's calling for an answer that can substantiate the next question. The next question had asked, what is reality in context of that at large? What at large? The one from the first question. Reality at large, Christian cosmology, heaven, hell, earth. Very simple. It can get more complicated. I'm keeping it simple because I know you can't chew a lot. You ain't got the teeth yet. What is reality in context of that at large? So in context of the at large we talked about, heaven, hell, earth, what exists in context of that? Christian cosmology. Well, in context of heaven, God and angels. That's easy. In context of hell, the devil and demons. Oh, pretty easy again. In context of earth, man and woman. It can all get much more complicated, and it does if you do some research. Let's keep it nice and simple. All right? We got the answers to the first two questions. These answers are the components that constitute the category of real. So if you ask a Christian, is an angel real? Yeah, there's something in heaven. Is a demon real? Yeah, it's something in hell. But they're wrong. Boy, what the fuck do you mean wrong? It's not right. How do you know? What'd I just do? I asked you an epistemological question. How do you know? Because if you know, you must have an ontological reality you're invoking. What is the substance? What is reality at large in terms of what you're saying? If you ask the Christian, well, is a jinn real? That's not something that exists in heaven, hell, or earth. If anything, it's probably some form of a demon. That's about as real as it can be. Constitutes the category of real. See, I haven't told you what to do. When I'm talking about heaven, hell, and earth, angels and God, devil and demons, man and woman, I haven't talked about a you. But see, that's what the third question is for. What is the narrative or continuity between the two? What is the continuity between the two? What's connecting them? What's connecting them? Said differently. Okay, Aries, I hear you about angels and hell and earth and God and the devil and man and woman. I hear you, okay? I hear you. What does any of that have to do with me? Here's where we get a you. Here's where the you comes, because this is what you do to answer the third question. There's a narrative. The narrative gives you the past and the future so that you can be nested in a now. Because let me guess, you exists in relationship to the experience of a now, doesn't it? It always exists in relationship to the experience of a now. To have a now, a present, you need a past and a future. To tell you about a past and a future, to give you a narrative that's going to fit you into the now that you experience, there need to be components that constitute it. You get the components, ontology, epistemology, the narrative puts it all together. See, it's easy to say generator, operator, destroyer. Well, anybody can say that. Past, present, and future. That's the nest of a you. Because within that nest, a you develops. A day-to-day life develops. See, that's the methodology. That's where your methodology is going to come from. Christian cosmology. What's the narrative? You got the whole story about God and Lucifer and the creation of heaven. God, Adam in the Garden of Eden. Right? Because look, one of those causes the next. There's a causal path. Not necessarily an ideal image. A causal path. What's causing what? All right? Lucifer and God. God and Adam. God in Christ, where he has to be crucified and he rises from that. All that's in the past. All of that's given a past tense. But then with Revelations, you're given the future. Even though Jesus went to heaven, he rose after being crucified. Oh boy, coming back with the horses and the horns and the angels and the sword, and they fucking shit up. They about to turn up. They busting, no cap. Busting, no cap. Why? Right? Because what that does with the past and the future is it nests you in the idea of a now, nest. Come on, I'm not just saying words. I'm not just saying words. Look at that. Look at the bird nest. It's composed of stuff, isn't it? Right? Let's back to here. That sphere, the square, and the space are nested together. But you want me to tell you a spooky word. You need all of these components to understand, to frame your day-to-day life. And if you've never examined them, but you believe in a day-to-day life, this is what that means. You already have an ontology and epistemology that you're not examining, that you never had to, that you've already taken for granted. It can't be more simple, bro. It can't be more simple. Theo Progeny, good to see you in the chat. Gilded Gang, welcome to the show. Look, man, I've been remedial all my life. I know I'm stupid as fuck. I don't even want to disagree. I don't know. Look, if you say it, cool. You've been remedial all your life. But as a grown person, at a certain point, it's been a choice. I'm not saying that because you're not perfect. I'm saying that as grown folks, in the age of information, it's a choice. You're willfully ignorant. You could know. But it's easier to ignore the fact that you might not know, especially when you got that group over there that's going to give that check firing facts, boy. Woo! A bunch of white niggas in the lab coat said it's real, so it's true. Well, that's the new priesthood for you. Because anything they say, you're going to believe. I'm not telling you they wrong. I'm not telling you they wrong. I'm not telling you what you should or shouldn't believe. But if some motherfuckers in a white smock lab coat, but put some glasses on that motherfucker. You put some glasses on. Look, hold on. Uh-oh. That motherfucker know what he talking about. His eyes don't work. Fuck out of here. Those are blue light glasses. I should be wearing them when I do this, but I usually wear them when I'm researching or dealing with the screen all day. I don't like the fact that they reflect my eye, they reflect the screen on the lenses, and so I don't use them when I stream. Which is just a modern priesthood. Yeah, it's a modern priesthood of materialism. And once again, when I say that, I'm not saying whether or not it's true, real, right, or wrong. It's a modern priesthood of materialism. And it goes unexamined. Motherfuckers think I'm so smart, you can't fool me. If somebody was trying to fool me, I'm smart enough to know. Are the religions and metaphysics like the controller on the game? Because they connected two different realms, but they can be switched out / perform the same function. I'm trying, it's a slippery idea. Here's what you want to do. You want to get out of the idea of two different realms. See, when I say go within, I'm starting this because this is the first basic methodology in the Bookman model. I started there because people have that intuition of two different realms. But cosmologically, a dual system doesn't work. And this is why, all right? In basic sense, this is part of the reason materialism has the mind-body problem, the objective-subjective dichotomy. Okay, if you have mind and matter, okay, let's just divide it that way. We use that dichotomy. And these two are so diametrically opposed, how do they ever interact, engage? Without a third element, they can't. And so it immediately, in order for a dual system to reconcile itself, it needs a third element. And so dual systems aren't going to work. So anyone who's doing the just two worlds, automatically, it's wrong. But most people do that. That's why I started here and then pull you down. Like, look, boom, you're going to need to go at least threefold. The chakra system will give you sevenfold. Tree of Life will give you tenfold. Clip-off will give you 11-fold. Zodiac will give you 12-fold. Motherfuckers will tell me, yeah, I get that. No, you don't. We got to get you on threefold. We got to start you with threefold. All right? But nobody's telling you that. They'll talk to you, and if you can repeat the words, they'll tell you get it. Because they're playing teacher. You ever see kids play house? Just like that. Motherfuckers is playing teacher. Don't be mad at them. So, okay. Are the religions and metaphysics like the controller in the game? What do you mean by that? Hold on. Are the metaphysics and the religion like the controller in the game? The metaphysics and the religions are talking to you about the reality of the person holding the controller. About the world of the motherfucker holding the controller. That's what the religions and the metaphysics are pointing to. Okay? That's what they're pointing to. That's what the spiritual stuff is. The controller, the television screen, the console, that's a means to an end. A means to what ends? It's a means to the end of the manifest world, of the physical world, of the generated world. It's a means to an end. That's what that, and usually the metaphysics of a community, which is their cosmology, all right, it's a philosophical framework, it's a philosophical grounding. It's usually in the form of some type of a narrative, mapping that out. Remember, what did we say a map was? Here, let me go back up here through it, because it was wonderful when Society just put it in. Here it is. An abstract, simplified view of some selected part of the world. All right, so this is what that narrative will do. It'll give you an abstract and simplified view. These are fundamental maps. They're abstract, simplified views of a select part of the world. What's the other map again? Here, this map of the park is an abstract, simplified view of a select part of the world. Remember, the map at the top is a fundamental map. There's no methodology. There's no you. There's no where you're going to go. And if there's neither of those, there's no how to do anything. The bottom map is a methodological map. It shows you where you are, where you're going to go, and by virtue of that, it can give you a variety of means to get there. See, people will look at these fundamental maps and pretend as if it's a methodological map. There's no you on any of that. Tree of Life, chakra system, zodiac. There's no you. This is why motherfuckers who are materialists need to imply that what the you is the body so they can put it in the body. And this ain't talking about nothing in the body. They show you the picture of the body as a symbol. A symbol for what, Aries? A symbol for a whole composed of parts. What's a whole composed of parts that any and every initiate is going to understand on some level? The one they walking around in the physical world with. Chakras are not in the body. The body is a symbol. Remember, the hand is a symbol. The symbol is pointing to something. You don't want to confuse the hand pointing with the thing it's pointing to. This is why I use the images I use from the Bookman model. This is why don't nobody have original content. They show you some old shit, claim that they know what it is, and you don't even have the means to challenge it, so you give them a check, fire facts, and tell them they tapping in. Fuck, I'm so angry. Circle and square. Is this the one I want to show you? Yeah, here we go. Boom. This is really, I think, the most intuitive idea that I could give you for what the chakras are. The sevenfold pattern. I don't need a physical body. But motherfuckers will still miss the symbolism and go start worshiping the pyramid. I will be okay. I will fucking be okay. I know I will. Where was I at? Oh, I scrolled up. Excuse me. That's what it was. I'd say they're the software rather than the controller. No, the software is part of that software-hardware dichotomy. Because remember, there's a bit of a dichotomy when it comes to the non-physical world. Where's the? I was in the PDF. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's a bit of a dual nature to it. All right, but you get that from up here with the 0 versus 1, 2, 3, and it sticks around even though it appears not to in 10 dual, 11 dual, 12 dual. Like, this is what I'm saying, the fundamental map. Understanding the fundamental map is so crucial to mastering this shit. I can tell you how to do a bunch of little things. I can give you a framework that'll get you started. But you gotta understand you starting. You gotta understand how deeply you're a beginner. Yeah, I know they done passed you up to 8th grade. But bruh, if I have to reteach basic shapes, basic English, they shouldn't have passed you. They did, because you was going to buy that course. You know, you was going to join whatever the thing was they doing. You was going to click, you was going to comment, check, fire, facts. They shouldn't have passed you. And I don't even know at this point how to stop you from going forward. Because there's a lot back there you didn't do. Oh, God, it hurts. You equals present. The idea of a you is contingent on past, present, and future. All you, every you is framed by a past, present, and future. Any and every you is framed by a past, present, and future. Think about the you identify as. Think about the you I identify as everything. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. You don't identify as everything. You don't. You say it. There's no way to identify as everything. That's basically identifying as nothing. Fuck. Every you is framed in a past, present, and future. So that's part of what I mean when I point to say, what is you? What past, present, and future are you using to frame this idea of a you? And based on that past, present, and future, what is the ontology and epistemology? What are the fundamental components? And it gets overlooked again and again and again because people want to tell you about an alien story, spooky back oil, vibrating, buzzing melanin because melanin is outer space and dinosaurs are spiritual creatures. They want to let you read the names of the chakras. Here's the Sanskrit original meaning of the name. Oh, the original meaning. I now have what they hid from us. They tried to stop our rise, but now I know the original meaning. I will wake up humanity and tell them the original meaning. Fucking cap. It's fucking cap. Ethan, it's funny, niggas I used to learn from framework is I am the body and the physical world is reality. It is. It is. It is. That's what they say. But they contradict themselves and they cover that up with, well, everybody's right. That way you never look at none of the details. You just jump on, oh, everybody over there is right? Hold on, I like to be right. All right, I'm over here too. Yeah, I'm in it. I mean, if you know, you know. We right, man. We right. No. You're nested into the cosmology, past, present, and future. Yes. Past, present, and future nests a you. Within the concept, within the framework of a past, present, and future, a you develops. A you is cultivated. A day-to-day life is experienced within the context of a past, present, and future. All the time. All the time. It's part of the reason any metaphysics worth its salt, any of these religions are going to start you off with some type of a trinity. And that trinity will give rise to the manifest world, to the created world. That's what I'm saying, bro. This shit don't have to be difficult, but it's difficult because no one else is telling you where you're wrong about things. And it's not because they're trying to trick you. They don't know what you need to know. Here we go. I got to play it again. I got to. And I'm going to have to keep doing it. I'm going to have to keep doing it because you think I understand what I'm saying. You think we on the same thing, same team. We're in the same group. I'm talking about what Eric's is talking about. No, you're not. No, you're not. Stop. You don't need to be teaching.
And if everybody agreeing on the same thing, somebody wrong. You see? Check? Check. All right then. They play on your emotion. Saying nothing well and playing on your emotion. Tell a person what they want to hear and say nothing well. You can say nothing if you can say it well. They play on your emotion. And that's the problem with our people. They have been teaching you what you wanted to hear and not what you really needed to hear because they didn't know what you really needed to hear. That's called the art of public speaking. They play on your emotion. So that's getting your emotion up to a certain level and you thinking that's spiritual, that's emotionalism. They play on your emotion. And they'd come up and they would come into some stuff and they would be talking all this good stuff and people, yeah. But everybody's ignorant. You see what I'm saying? They play on your emotion. And if everybody agreeing on the same thing, somebody wrong. You see? Check? Check. All right.
Remember, when he say check, that don't mean he say it like it's amen. It means that anybody got a question? Anybody willing to admit they don't understand what the fuck I just said? Nope. No one's willing to admit they didn't understand what the fuck he just said. So he jumped to the next thing. You too busy playing like we on the same train to let me know I left you behind 10 steps ago. Because you're too embarrassed. You're too ashamed. You don't understand the fundamentals. Fuck. And what you want me to do is give you that sweet milk and honey from mama's titty. And I ain't got it for you. Look, I start feeding you the milk daddy got. That's abuse. I ain't got mama's titty. I ain't got it for you. I'm sorry. Look, you're right. There's a part of your development where you need it. There is. But I ain't got it for you. Man. Oh my God. Yeah, you're nested into the cosmology by virtue of the past, present, and future. That's what nests any and every you. The only way there can be a you is by virtue of a past, present, and future. Generator, operator, destroyer. All right. Oh, that's how they say it in the spooky way, right? That spooky way. Methodology is taking a linear path within the fundamentals. It is drawing a line within the fundamentals, but if you confuse that methodology that you've lined up for the only methodology, that's when you'll fuck up. Like, for example, Christian cosmology. You got Jesus and everything happen, all that stuff before that, that's the past. Jesus and them coming back, past and future, that gives you the now. And based on that experience of a now, people come up with different methodologies. They find different ways to draw that line from the you are here to you gonna go here. They find different ways to draw that line from past to future in their experience of present. Past, the beginning, future, the end, their experience of present. See, based on knowing these 2 points, I can give you a variety of methods from how to go to one to the other. I can tell you how to get there in car, walking, bicycle, train. Maybe you got to take a boat. Maybe you got to take a plane. Some people will say the beginning is the end and you don't have to take a single step. Okay, wonderful. You do that if you want to. And so look, Christian cosmology. Jesus and them died, but homeboy coming back, past and present, right? Beginning and end. Different methodologies. Well, I'll go preach. I need to go preach the word. That's one way of drawing a line from the beginning to the end. Oh, I need to hand out pamphlets on the watchtower. As a matter of fact, just preaching ain't enough. I need to... Excuse me. I know it's early. Could you open the door for me, please? Have you heard about our Lord and Savior? Take this pamphlet. Other folk, well, I'm just gonna go to church. I'm gonna listen to somebody who know it better, and I'm gonna learn from the pulpit. That's another way of drawing a nice line. As long as you understand that line that's been drawn, the line, it'll make sense to you. Because look, Jesus will tell you, I'm the line. I'm the way. I'm the truth. I'm the way. Jesus is the line. All the different methodologies are ways to connect to Jesus, to have a relationship with that covenant. Okay, so there is a line, but any methodology you have is not the way to do it. And that's natural. That's just natural. So when it comes to the spiritual shit, bro, there's nothing you need to do with your physical body. There's no specific thing you need to do to unlock something in your body. That's not what this was about. Even in Christianity, Jesus tell you, ain't something in your physical body you got to do to have a relationship with Jesus. So I mean, it is a linear path within the context of the fundamentals laid out. As long as you realize that linear path isn't necessarily the only way to do it. As a matter of fact, just like with Christianity, there is the path. But that goes back to that original saga. And not your life in the physical world. Your life in relationship to being in continuity with the narrative of Christ. Your life in relationship to being in continuity with the narrative of Christ. Here, let me put another picture up. This orange line that's going parallel to the black one, that's your life in relationship to the world, the strong illusion, the physical realm. Your life in relationship to this arrow that goes down and comes back up, that's your life in relationship to Christ, in relationship to genius. I gotta find ways to make it more simple. I could have just hit next on the images. Well, here, put some words on it. As if that's gonna help out, but whatever. See, most people really do identify with the body, but they don't want to. And that's okay. That's fine. But you have to acknowledge how much you actually do. Look, I got this pen, right? I'm holding on to it. But I don't want to. I want to let this pen go. I really want to let this pen go. Before I can do it, I honestly have to acknowledge how much I'm holding on to it. Oh, well, I got it in my left hand. Look, I let it go. Come on now, bro. Chill out. Right? And it look ridiculous when I do it, but that's what motherfuckers is doing. And I don't know how to. I think I answered your question though. So yeah, there's the line, the one that's going down and coming back up. A line is going to be that nice little orange one you have that goes parallel to the black one. What was that? The nest is what gave you the narrative for you. And then after the narrative, that's when the methodology come in. The narrative is what gives you the nest. The nest gives you the you. The narrative is what gives you the nest. Why am I saying that? Because the narrative is that past, present, and future. The narrative is past, present, and future. And by way of that, you're allowed to have a you that can develop within that context. That's where the methodology is going to come from. And the methodology that you have is going to be composed of the elements that you found in the narrative. It's going to be composed of the elements you found in the narrative. Now, let me go back. Because remember, before we even talked about the narrative, that's what everybody's interested in, the how and the method, right? Before we even talked about that, we had to do the at large and in context. I had to give you the pieces we're going to use. Then with those pieces, I give you the narrative. And that narrative has a nice little nest that the idea of you is within context of. And from there, you develop methodology based on those elements we made at the beginning. Every single one works like that. Every single one. The issue, the biggest issue, materialism, physicalism, Newtonian physics, there's no method. There's no narrative. By design. See, that's not some big conspiracy to trick you, to hide the truth from you. No. It's literally made that way so that it can serve the function it needs to. The same way bleach is made, not because they're trying to hide life from you. They're trying to hide bacteria from you. And so they made bleach to hide bacteria from you. No. You see, when motherfuckers do that, that's them trying to just skip to the narrative as if they know the components, the fundamentals, the ontology and epistemology. That's why motherfuckers will jump straight to telling you about the alien conspiracy. They give you the narrative immediately and don't question none of the fundamentals or whether or not they know it. The Anunnaki is out there and they really trying to come back and get you, but the reptilians are trying to hide it from you. Narrative. We not even, if you ask them a question about it, that's the first time they'll ever examine the fundamentals they're using. And a lot of times they just start adding on new shit, adding whatever the fuck they want to. Because they started ass backwards. They thought, hey, I'll just have the narrative, and once I understand the story, now I really know everything. You don't even know where you got the pieces from. Oh, this is why niggas will mix and match all kind of stupid shit. It's sweat they tapping in, boy. How you want to hear a country nigga rap? 5 albums in, I swear country niggas now. Sorry. So the narrative creates the nest, and the nest nurtures the cultivation of that you, and the you is what does or engages those methodologies. Okay, so I'm getting methodology mixed in still. Fuck, that's hard to get away from. Yeah, because it's what people have been teaching you to do. Remember, easy way to say it, easy way to get the difference. The map versus the method. Alright? This top map is a fundamental map. It's only talking ontology and epistemology. It's only talking to you about the fundamentals. There's no you on that top map. There's no you on that. Like, okay, look, imagine, see the bottom map? This is a methodological map. Imagine I showed you the methodology part, right? The you are here, you're going to go here, and what's in between. Imagine I showed you that without any of the fundamentals underneath. Right? It wouldn't make sense. It wouldn't make sense. Most all maps from the day and age in which you get things like chakras, tree of life, the zodiac, most of the maps then were all fundamental maps. This is part of the reason motherfuckers gotta know history and not some fucking made up alien story. These are fundamental maps. They're made for the initiates. They're literally made for the initiates. Where's the example image I like to use? No, I don't have it all the way down here. I don't have it all the way down here. All right, I'll go back to this. I'll be completely honest, okay? Look, fundamental maps. Let's do the One Piece example, okay? You're on a pirate ship, right? You're on a pirate ship out in the middle of the ocean. The navigator, who's been initiated into the art of navigation, there we go, excuse me. They've been initiated into the art of navigation. They can take that fundamental map, right? They can take a fundamental map, and by virtue of having been initiated, can show where you are, where you want to go, and then can overlay how to get there. No one else on the ship can do it. They'll look at the paper. Maybe they understand the word over here. Oh, is that Timbuktu? I've been there before. So, that's is that Tefera? Oh, I know Tefera. I'm not a beginner. It's a lie. These were made for the initiated. And motherfuckers want to skip over initiation and claim to know these things because they can repeat names. Like, bro, these fundamental maps, I really do not believe were made to have methodology overlaid on them. They're abstracts. They're simplified views of something more complex. Like, when we look at this methodological map at the bottom, this methodology part is overlaid on top of the fundamentals. You go to the map at the mall, right? They got the same map in 6 different places. But what's the difference between them? There's a sticker overlaid on top of the map that, depending on which map you look at, says you are here. Methodology is overlaid on top of the fundamentals. That's how a map works. But no one's telling you those things in maps. Mostly because they don't know what philosophy is. They don't know what metaphysics is. They can say the word, and once they say the word, you think, oh, this guy knows what he's talking about. I'm on his team. I'm so angry. So yeah, methodology is the how to do something. These maps don't tell you that. And they're not supposed to. They're made for the initiates. They're not talking about your day-to-day life. The motherfuckers want to see, okay, I get it. Now how do I use it in my day-to-day life? Just you asking the question, I know you don't get it. Because it's not what this is for. Look, it's like I'm explaining to you how a coffee cup works, right? I'm explaining to you how a coffee cup works, right? And you say, okay, I get all that. Now, how do I use it in my car's engine? Are you sure you understood what I was saying here? Why would you even ask me how to do that? Oh, because you didn't get what I was saying. No, I get it. You don't. But no one's stopping y'all when you don't get it. Mostly because they don't get it either. Why? Because everybody gets to be right. Oh, and sell you the powder and the sea moss. Oh, hell yeah. Did you? Yeah, repeat. Bina, Cather. Okay, cool. You're getting it, man. Here. Now, what you really need now, this going to activate your pineal gland. Here you go. Here you go. That boy cut the grass yesterday, put it in a Ziploc, sent it to your ass. Look, dried it up a little bit so it looked like it's herbified. It's herbified, right? Right? Sent you that shit in a Ziploc. Let's stop. It's gonna activate you. You niggas activating your anus. No, they put me in Common Core. I didn't take geometry. What is Common Core? That sounds familiar. I've heard that somewhere. Common Core. Learn why the Common Core is important for your child. Common Core State Standards Initiative, also known as Simple Common Core, is an educational initiative from 2010 that details what K-12 students throughout the United States should know in English, language arts, and mathematics. Ooh. I guess Common Core sucks, huh? Ooh. Look, guys, look. I said it before. Here. Because look, the motherfuckers who wrote the spooky books motherfuckers want to read now, these were learned people. Not anyone could just write a book back then, bruh. Like, you had to have somebody had to print it, press, somebody had to publish it. These motherfuckers read your manuscript. In order to determine whether or not your manuscript was an appropriate investment of their time, money, and energy, they need to be learned. Isn't anyone just printing anybody's anything? Maybe the printing dude would, if you had the money, not the publisher. It's going to go in under his name. Quadrivium. The trivium. Look, this will give you some basic things, all right? Some basic understandings. If you just, the school, they should have taught me this. Like, no. You don't understand what a school is. You don't understand what a school is. Separate the child and the parent. Miseducate the child. That way the child's gonna do what you want to do. It's a basic arm of colonialism. As is sending in the religious units. They send in the religious units first. Oh, God. This stuff could be simple, but y'all don't understand basic things, and so I can't give you the advanced stuff, and then you want to tell me you advanced because you repeated words I said. See, anybody else gonna let you do that. Why? Because it's going to influence you to buy the bag of grass that's going to activate your anus. Fuck. There's multiple yous or I. That's a philosophical question. Because look, some people say there's only one, and everything is one. Some people say there's a multiplicity or a multitude of them. Like how you can take one candle flame and light 1,000,000 candles with it. Some people say it's that dynamic. So there are different schools of thought around the subject. Okay, so I can't tell you definitively. And I'm going to tell you I can't tell you definitively. As a matter of fact, there's plenty of room in that space to have a debate, to have an argument. But you know, everybody's just above debating. Oh, I'm above debating. Fuck you niggas. Could those be from multiple methodologies? Yes, they're going to give you different methodologies depending on how you approach the work. This is what I talked to y'all about. Yep. The 3 paths of ascension. In the Western tradition, they're known as the right-hand path, the left-hand path, and if they choose to name it at all, the middle path. All right. See, some people want to jump to the middle path and be like, "Oh, look at me! I know better than the right or the left!" Ha 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 ha! Boy, shut the fuck up. God, shut the fuck up. No. The distinction between them is methodological. It's like the distinction between I'm going to take my car, I'm going to walk, I'm going to take the subway. The beginning and the end are the same. It's how you're approaching the work itself, how you're approaching the territory that's making the difference. Once again, anybody gets to teach because everybody's right. Nobody's wrong. So the distinction you're talking about is going to give rise to different methodologies. So yes. That's what I'm saying. There's so much room to have arguments, debates, different schools of thought about the idea. Motherfuckers don't question nothing. I think the priority of the original meaning is the modern spiritual sphere is a result of the fake Gnostic medieval heresies of Catharsism and Paulicanism. I don't know what Paulicanism. I have an idea in my head when you say that. I want to look at that. Some niggas will read your comment and just be like, check, hey, that's it. I don't know what the fuck that is. Classic Armenian. Ooh, look at that. Ooh, did you see that image? Uh-oh, that looks mysterious. It looks mysterious. Classical Greek. All right, you got a different way right now. Okay. The followers of Paul. Paulicanism. Paulicanism. What is the Kenian? Paulianism. Paulicanism. Okay, what is that? Was a medieval Christian sect which originated in Armenia in the 7th century. 7th century. What does that mean? The 600s. The 600s. Look at that. 650 to 872. The 7th century is the 600s. Remember, sometimes, because look, if you didn't know what 7th century meant, it's because people are going to use that in a historical context. So it's always good. Information age. What do they mean by 7th century? It's in the 600s. I just had to throw that out there. All right, anyways. Followers of the sect were called Paulicians and referred to themselves as good Christians. Oh, look, that's probably where you get the good Christian from. Yeah, and then you have the Gnostic heresies. Right? Because look, motherfuckers, they heard Panic talk about Narcissism and they jump. They jump. What he's telling me is the real truth. What he's telling me is what it really is. They hear Trav say something Kaya, and assume what he's telling me is the real truth. What it really is. All of those are from a narrative that you've been lied to. You haven't been lied to. There's more to understanding the thing you are trying to understand, which is what they are pointing to you. Nobody explain it the way I'm explaining it. There are essential parts of these explanations that you have to have the explanation to begin with. So it's not a what you think, because if it was a what you think, then that means he was telling you to be Gnostic. He was telling you to be some Kaya-ishian. I don't know the word. They're not telling you a new what to think. They're pointing these things out so you can juxtapose how you think, because that is the point. Yeah, fucking Narcissism is a parasite. It takes whatever you believe and just says, we know that's good and all, but what you don't know is that really everything that you believe, doesn't matter what it is, everything you believe, really, y'all the broth and his archons made that. And see, he been hiding it from you, and you don't really know what the real truth is that Sophia trying to save you. She messed up a long time ago. And she had this aborted child, and y'all the broth, he the evil one, right? And he just made up all this fake world. He want to trap you so you don't understand. He made up that whole thing that you believe, so you don't really know the truth. Fuck out of here. It's a parasite. It's a cosmological parasite. Because any cosmology you have, it just puts it inside of it and says, really, what you're looking at is a lie, and this is the real truth. It's Roman Catholic. It's the same bullshit, man. It just, your pagan thing over there got a savior on the 25th of December, huh? Well, we have a savior on December 25th. Yeah, come over here, because some other things you're missing. Fuck you, right? It was heresy. It was heresy for a reason. Not because Christianity is the rightest thing. It's talking about socio-political. There's history beyond these things, man. Motherfuckers do no research. They read a book. They hear a person that they like say something, and then they start trying to teach. Oh, I just want to shit. Well, some niggas just invented it in the 1200s and it never left the cultural psyche. Socio-political history. See, man, there's a lot of shit motherfuckers do today that are associated with old things, and motherfuckers don't question none of that. As a matter of fact, they think they know it because they tell you melanin is outer space and the Anunnaki are fighting the reptilians on the planet Earth, and you just don't know. Not or, I meant and. Wait, what? Yeah, multiple using eyes. Yeah, different ways of looking at it, different angles of approach. They invented ass to hide titties from you. Look, that's why they bend over in all their pictures. Don't you understand? That's why the girls always put their ass first, because really, women are trying to hide the titties. Can't you see? Fuck out of here, bro. They trying to hide titties from me. Amar, good to see you in the chat, man. Common Core was that booty juice. Ooh, sound like that BBL juice. That BBL juice. Ooh, thank you. That BBL juice. Schools create workers, not leaders. That's what they're made to do. That's what they're made to do. Panic's book is an ode to materialism, bro. I ain't even read it, man. The first one, I haven't read the second one yet. Nah, I ain't read it, bro. I ain't read it. Not to say Panic can never teach you anything at all about anything. Not the case. Not saying that. I do have my own problems with Panic stuff, though. Especially since he don't talk to none of the people in his audience. And they just out here saying whatever the fuck they want to, repeating the same shit he said. I'm above debating. Get the fuck out of here, man. Damn, I thought it was invented in the 1200s because of what an emperor had to deal with. What? The Paulician? Paulicianism. Oh man, there's all kinds of different sects of Christianity that have come and gone, that have affected what people know of Christianity today. And look, Samkhya, it's got a socio-political history as well. See, to have a firm grasp of Christianity today, you need to know the socio-political history of it. You already know the language, but all of those things are intermixed. You can't have one without the other. Just saying Sanskrit words without a knowledge of the culture, without the knowledge of the social and political interactions of the culture, you're going to miss it. You're going to miss it every time, man. BBL juice. He said booty juice. That's what I thought he was talking about, is that booty juice. Everything come back down to the pineal gland or something in the body. Yeah, it's materialism with extra steps. It's materialism with extra steps. And motherfuckers don't get that's what it is because they're not looking to check their work. They're trying to find a new word so they can teach and drop hints and pretend to be better. If you're going to master this, you have to know what they're talking about. If you're going to master this, you need to understand the fundamental map. Now, there's plenty you can do without understanding the fundamental map. There's plenty of methodologies in Christianity, for example, that you can do without being an expert in all of Christianity. See, to do this, that's why I can teach it to you, because you don't need to be an expert to do this. But if you're going to get out here and teach, That's different. That's different. You be out here dropping hints. If you know, you know. If you're going to be in my shit trying to tell people how to do the shit I talk about, as if you know it too, then we going to have a problem. Then we're going to have a problem. I don't want you to pretend to do what I do. I don't want you to pretend to do what Panic does. I don't want you to pretend to do what Trav does. I don't want you to pretend to do what Bobby Hemmett does. Stop pretending. This is not the realm of fake it till you make it. I hate that shit. I want you to face it. So many of y'all are here for money and a better physical life. Look, you're not going to get none of this until you really just engage with the idea that maybe you'll get none of it. You can't avoid that. Maybe you'll get absolutely nothing. You'll die broke, alone, rejected, dejected. You can't get the spiritual shit trying to avoid that possibility. The motherfuckers will do it and lie to me like I can't see. Okay. That's why it takes so long. That's why it takes so long. Not because this shit is complicated. Because motherfuckers is lying to themselves, then lying to me, and mad at me because I can see the lie and I pointed out to you. What you really want me to do is give you that check, 5 facts, and twerk your nipple. That's what you want, right? Jerk you off in the group. Here you go. Hey, God, we tapping in. We building. No, we not. Nasty shit. Man, I left Christianity because of all the sects and disagreements. Went to Hinduism and Buddhism. Man, it was so much more history / division / disagreements. Yes, these metaphysics are present in everybody's groups. There's always disagreements. The debating, the controversy is part of how these things establish themselves. This is how people come to the understanding. There isn't one that's right, because there isn't one that's wrong. This is metaphysics. These questions are completely different. But motherfuckers will approach this with a materialist, pseudoscientific idea of, oh, this is how I think. This is what it means. This is what it means to know and understand. This is why materialists are fucked sometimes. Like Jordan Peterson was talking about Dawkins being a cultural Christian. Or how atheists aren't actually atheists, but they act as though a God exists. Because it's something that's fundamental to how our cultures work. It's just fundamental to the idea of a you in life. Because you ask a lot of materialists, what do they tell you? Well, it's all just random. They believe in things like coincidence. It's just a random thing out there buzzing around. That's it. It was heresy. It's heresy. Okay. Motherfuckers so quick to jump on that bandwagon if somebody been trying to hide something from you. And now you tapping into the real. And so you teaching and giving hints and tips. Like you know enough to give tips. What is that? What is that?
And if everybody agreeing on the same thing, somebody wrong. You see? Check? Check. All right then. They play on your emotion. Saying nothing well and playing on your emotion. Tell a person what they want to hear and say nothing well. You can say nothing if you can say it well. They play on your emotion. And that's the problem with our people. They have been teaching you what you wanted to hear and not what you really needed to hear because they didn't know what you really needed to hear. That's called the art of public speaking. They play on your emotion. So that's getting your emotion up to a certain level and you thinking that's spiritual, that's emotionalism. They play on your emotion. And they'd come up and they would come into some stuff and they would be talking all this good stuff and people, yeah. But everybody's ignorant. You see what I'm saying? They play on your emotion. And if everybody agreeing on the same thing, somebody wrong. You see? Check. Yeah. All right then.
This is what I'm going to tell you real quick. Nobody out here teaching y'all has any original material. All of them are trying to teach you old systems and trying to superimpose it on the world we live in today. This is why they cannot take you very far. More especially if they're never going to correct you when you're wrong. These things were made for different people in a different time. There's a reason there's no penguins in the Egyptian pantheon. Not because penguins aren't divine. Cats aren't in the pantheon because cats are more divine. The cosmology is made to fit to the people who are going to be nested in it. What a bird nest at? What a bird nest at? The bird nest is made to fit the motherfuckers in it. It's made to fit the motherfuckers that's gonna grow in it. Look, see the eagles? Look how big that fucking nest is. That big ass fucking nest. What if you use the damn canary nest? You see this little blue egg nest? What if you use that nest for the eagles? It don't fit. Not because it's not a nest. Most of the people in the community nested in the cosmology are never called to challenge its construction, its boundaries. Not because someone's trying to hide it from you. Most motherfuckers don't want to have to deal with something that take too much thinking. The nest is made to fit the motherfuckers that's gonna be in it. That's not a complicated concept. It's not. That's why there's no penguins in the Egyptian pantheon. That's why if you look in the language of the people who live in the Arctic and shit, they have 16 different words for snow. That's why you can look at the Sanskrit language and the motherfuckers nested in that culture can have 20 some odd words for spirit. And you want to translate it to English. Fuck out of here. Maestro, I'd even argue that materialism was made to supplement the Protestant faiths. Ooh. And since Martin Luther spent his whole life combating the theological treatises, I would agree. I would agree. Like the history of Christianity as we know it, the English language as we know it, is deeply connected to the reasons materialism was created. Yes. Deeply. This is what motherfucker you need to know history. When motherfuckers won't look at history, they just say the Anunnaki is fighting the reptilians, and that's history. So dumb. Enki and Enlil are coming back. Nigga, you took the Christian story and put Sumerian deities on it, and now you claiming that's the thing. Don't do no study. Okay, so I put up Scorpius on my screen altar and started to think about how I've been coming at you. I've been interacting with you strictly from a physical conception. You put Scorpius up there. Where did you get a picture of that from? Maybe it's just like one of the altar pictures I put up. But why? Now I'm thinking about your mythos and coming at you from that POV on how Mars relates to your genius. I kind of feel like I'm offending you not taking into consideration your myth when interacting with you. By myth, I mean narrative. No, not at all. I'm not offended by it. I think it's humorous, especially when I'm teaching y'all the stuff. Here. I don't perceive y'all outside of my narrative. But what I consider you to be is different. I don't see, like this part of me is I'm the spirit shrink. I don't see people as singular things, as a body with some spirity stuff in it. Multiplicital on different levels of analysis. Hold on. No. That's the stop. I don't want to look at an extension. Leave me alone. I'm doing something else. Look. I think that's maybe the Milky Way galaxy. I don't even know if this is an actual image, but the point, okay? To the degree to which I'm even allowing the existence of other yous, it's like the existence between different galaxies. There's so much context and texture. But most people, this is all they see. Bunch of monkeys on a rock. But what you see when you look at someone else is deeply connected to what you see when you look at you. I mean, you can put that up there. Yeah, okay, it's in the show and tell section of the guild. Yeah. For those who may not know, I keep a nice show and tell section in the guild. Where, just an area to show off the different things you have. Or the different things you'd like to show with other people. I'm not gonna show you all the erotic stuff because it's private on the private side of the guild. But this is the only thing I would say could be a problem. I don't want you to prioritize the narrative over here. Because by the same respect, you can prioritize the narrative that comes from your parents. I want you to prioritize the narrative you are nested in. I want you to see me more than physical body and spookiness. By the same respect, you see that about you. That's where it has to start. I understand what you're doing, though. But by the same respect you're doing it to me, you could do it with your parents' narrative. The narrative your parents would agree with. And so that's what I'm showing you. It's still sort of the wrong direction, but I understand what you're doing. You want that narrative you're nested in to be primary. Now, you can use that as a symbol, I guess, to remind yourself, to help get yourself or triangulate yourself in that default position. Oh, you see how I was doing that? They're rocking the baby. It's okay. It's okay. No, it's okay. But yeah, no, I get why you're doing that. But that's what I would say to try and hone it in. The one I'm nested in already, yes, start from that premises. Yes, start from that premises. You can use that symbol of Scorpius to remind you, to symbolize the dynamic, to help you keep it at the forefront of your mind. But use it as scaffolding to grow beyond that, because the narrative you are nested in need be primary. Excuse me. What did Maestro say? I'd even agree that materialism, okay, I saw that, of Catholicism and Protestant heresies, but didn't have time to match what Catholics had on the natural world. So the Protestant scientists had to come up with something using that methodology. Oh, okay, this is a continuation of the last comment. Since Martin Luther spent his whole life combating the theological treatises of Catholicism, there we go, and Protestant heresies, but didn't have time to match what Catholics had on the natural world. So the Protestant scientists had to come up with something using that methodology. Are you saying that Martin Luther by himself didn't have enough? He spent so much of his time combating the theological treatises and the Protestant heresies that he didn't have enough time to develop a large enough body of work himself that could rival what Catholicism had built in terms of a body of work describing the natural world? I think that's what you're saying. Just to make sure I'm understanding what you're saying. Protestant methodology of doing experiments without the permission from the church. In order to do experiments without permission from the church, you had to make sure you were outside of the jurisdiction the church was talking about. And what was the jurisdiction? Cosmological continuity. Continuity with the divine. As long as you're outside of that jurisdiction, I'm not going to burn you at the stake. And that's what materialism is. It's bleach. It's made not to support life. It's not water. It's not water. But people will treat it like it's water and just add a new narrative on there, and it doesn't work. I got to get in the guild. That's the least of what you need to do. But yes, you do. Society EJs. Dawson Carlisle. I thought you already been in there. Bro, every time I've been on this YouTube channel, you always in the comments, right? His favorite child. Oh man, all these fucking kids. Fucking kids. Fucking kids. Fucking kids. Wait, can you say that a bit differently about how I could be going in the wrong direction and why? Right now, when I see Scorpius, he reminds me not to think human and to challenge my perception of you. Yeah, you're not wrong in wanting to do that, but you need to use Mars. Because Mars could, would, and should be doing that to a deeper degree than Scorpius. Because it's like, here. Look at this. It's got 2 panes of glass in here, right? This is empty without the glass. You and Mars are over here, right? No glass in between you two, right? You put one part of glass here, physical life. Another pane of glass, looking beyond physical life through into Arius' experience. And you're trying to pick something from the other side of 2 panes of glass as a symbol not to look through the glass. Scorpius, to the degree to which it exists, to the degree to which I exist at all, I could be another NPC. You need to use Mars. You've got to. You've got to. I understand what you're trying to do. And I see why you're doing that. But you have it right there already. But I think the reason why you're doing it is because you're still using that me as you. And it's not bad. But the narrative is going to tell you what the beginnings are. See, that me is still the you part. That me complex, that me axis. That me axis. This we axis is your relationship with Mars, your relationship with genius. That's what you need to focus on. But you're using the symbol of Scorpius to remind you of that existence. And I'm telling you, Mars is a much better example of that. I mean, you can do it. Go ahead. I mean, I'm not going to tell you it's necessarily wrong, but it's like you're inserting 2 panes of glass and then looking at something that's on the second pane of glass when you can just turn your head and y'all are both here with no need for the glass. That's kind of what I'm trying to point at. Yeah, he didn't have enough time. By the time he made the 99 Thesis at the start, half his life was already up. Yeah, I mean, a lot of these philosophical schools of thought are built over generations and generations, over lifetimes. And for one person to come and try and be better than all of it, it's short-sighted. It's short-sighted. But again, you wouldn't know that without a little bit of socio-political history. He's God's favorite idiot. Oh, this looks like Pepper's ghost. Pepper's ghost? What? Y'all must be talking about something completely different. Okay, yeah, I kind of feel like I'm borrowing your conviction. Yeah, there it is. That's a good way of saying it. That's a good way of saying it. I guess you could. I mean, once again, that's what I'm saying. I'm not wrong. Ares being the NPCs that gives lore quest. Yeah. But I'm the NPC that reminds you playing a game. That's still an NPC. And once again, it depends on what angle of approach you're taking. All right, it depends on what angle of approach. Because look, when we're talking about Path of the Father, this is more like an RPG where you're the only person sitting on the couch. And maybe it could be there's a group of you sitting on the couch, but you're playing one game and there's only one main player character. With Path of the Child, it's more like an MMO where, like World of Warcraft, okay? Where there's a you behind each and every avatar you see in there, and there may be a small collection of NPCs that all of you interact with. Path of the Mother, I think sometimes it's kind of like Call of Duty lobby, where there's not necessarily a place, so to speak, outside of the fact that motherfuckers have come together to join. Like you can kind of, what I like about the Call of Duty thing is you can switch between campaign or co-op modes, but once again, we're looking at the angle of approach to the work. Is there just one person, one main player character in this generated world? That's a bit solipsistic, but solipsism is a form of idealism. There's all kind of ways to go. Is it that like World of Warcraft, where each and every one of these avatars is another main player somewhere? Martin Luther didn't necessarily try to be better. He just came up with a religious body that justified the Holy Roman Emperor's constant struggle to split from the Pope. No one continued his work. Or very few people, but they didn't drop as much. And yeah, you want to continue these things. Like I said, that's what I mean when I say they're built over generations. So it's not, maybe not necessarily to be better, but to give some type of a foundation. That's why the Bookman model is fucking bare bones. I made it as simple as I could. The motherfuckers don't get when they don't get something. And that's the harder issue to deal with. I'm sitting here trying to give you basic 8th grade shit because I gave you the collegiate shit and it was like, they don't get it. I can tell they don't get it. Well, here's the 8th grade shit. You still don't get it. We got to go all the way back here? And we do. And I'm the one who didn't need to be mad about that. Anyways, really relax you good 11. Good to see you in the chat, man. How do we apply what you're saying here in our life every day? For you specifically, rewind. But that's what we've been talking about the whole time. To answer it again simply, you need to know the fundamentals of the cosmology you're using. You need to know the components of what constitutes a everyday life. Because you can say the past, present, and future, but what are the components you're using to frame that idea? What are the components that come together to form a past, present, and future to frame, to nest your everyday life? Oh, man. I just joined in the live, honestly. No, that's fine. I get it. That's why I'm not jumping down your throat. But no, that's what we spend a good portion of the time here. And I see a lot of people do what you just do. And that's why I'm a little bristly. Is because it's a bit of an arrogant question. The question doesn't stop and say, wait, do I even understand what they're talking about? It jumps to, okay, well, how do I use this in my everyday life? But if you didn't understand, you wouldn't be able to use it in your everyday life at all. So it jumps. That's why it makes me bristly. It makes me bristly. But you're willing to admit that you just jumped in, so it's fine. It's fine. But generally, that's not the question you want to ask. Why not? Because the idea of your everyday life is a narrative composed of a past, present, and future. And that framing is made of elements. And you can't just presume what elements are real, are true. That's what ontology and epistemology are for. That's where we ask these existential essentials, these first fundamental framing ideas. What is reality at large? For example, in a Christian cosmology, they're going to give you heaven, hell, and earth. Very basic. It can get more complicated. You don't need to. The second thing, funny. What is reality in context of that at large? So if there's heaven, hell, and earth at large, what can be known in context of those things? Once again, this is a Christian example. Very simple. You don't just jump to Christianity ain't real, because the idea of a question of what is real is an ontological question. All right? It's a philosophical question. I'll go back when you're fully done with the live. Please do. Please do. Please do. And when you go back, take it deep in, right? And be like, this nigga talking about me. He talking directly to me. Do it. Do it. I need you to do it. I need you to do it. Second question, what is reality in context of that at large? Okay, the answers they'll give you. Well, with heaven, in context of that is God and angels. In hell, in context is the devil and demons. And on earth, the in context is man and woman. Now that I have all these components, I can use those to form a narrative. That narrative will give you a past, present, and future. Arius, what difference does that make? Because the idea of an everyday life necessarily needs a now. And a now needs a past and a future. So to even have this everyday life, it's resting upon some fundamentals. And unless we know what fundamentals you're using, can't answer the question. So you go back in the old days, like Kemet, right? Everybody in the community had the same fundamentals. You go back to ancient India, everybody had the same fundamentals. Ancient Japan, everybody had the same fundamentals. Today, I don't know what nasty shit y'all motherfuckers done picked up. From here, you done tried to mix it together. Say, look, Arius, I got it, I done made it. Right? That's just nasty. It's just nasty. So there are fundamentals, and not only do you need to know what fundamentals you're using, you need to understand how fundamentals come together at all to constitute a day-to-day life before you can begin trying to get a methodology, a how to do something. I used to ask that question all the time, how to apply this to my everyday life. But I know for me that was coming from me trying to fix problems in my life with spirituality. There you go. And that's the bullshit. Motherfuckers will skip over whether or not they actually understand because they're in the room to try and fix their physical life. To get this shit, you're going to have to let go in ways you never imagined. You're going to have to let go. You spend all this time thinking you Super Mario, and you really only talking about spirituality to figure out, well, how do I step on a little mushroom dude better? You the motherfucker sitting on the couch. You're gonna have to let go of the whole world you think is the world. That ain't gonna get, well, how do I use this in my everyday life? What do you mean by everyday life? My physical life. You don't. See, look. These, they don't tell you about your everyday life. They aren't meant to do that. They never were. There's nothing you can do to get away from your everyday life. As a matter of fact, I would say you're already using them in your everyday life. How to do this in your everyday life isn't really an issue. I really say you're already doing it. The issue is your framing. It's your fundamentals. That's the whole reason you're even asking me a how question. Because there's an issue in your fundamentals. I can't be more, I'm so serious, bro. I can't let that, there you go, Dawson. I can't let that macaroni art, you're not putting that in my gallery. Nah. I know your kindergarten teacher told you it was beautiful, but check it out. That motherfucker say that to everybody. That's the secret. No, that's shit. Go put that in the trash. Go put that in the trash. Yeah, you're wrong. Go put that in the trash. Somebody should have done it to y'all, bro. Somebody should have done it for you. It was good. It was good. It would have helped you in your development. It would have helped you in your development. And it's a damn shame ain't nobody stop you in your development and insist that fucking macaroni picture was trash. That mud pie is trash. Oh man. Them poor babies. Them poor fucking babies, man. Alright, y'all. This has been me today. Almost 4 hours once again. You know how I do. Consider I am talking about you. I implore you. I implore you. Implore. I implore you, please, to make an earnest request, okay? To say something as a request in a sincere and urgent manner. I implore you to consider I'm talking about you. I implore you to consider I'm talking about you. Not so that you can follow me. Oh, God. You think I want your precious money, right? You think I want your precious money? Fuck your money. You're lucky I charge you at all. Fuck! You're lucky I charge you at all. Why? Because I already know how precious your money is to you, and unless you give it to something, you don't give a fuck about it. There's motherfuckers charging thousands of dollars for this. Thousands of dollars to validate you in your macaroni picture. Fuck out of here. Motherfuckers who charge thousands of dollars who don't even have half the material I have, who have absolutely no original content, original frameworks. Bang, 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 bang. Fuck out of here. Nobody wants your precious money. Your weak ass money. Boy, stop. What's the best book we could read to help us understand these fundamentals so we can take control of our life? Oh no, here we go. I'll just say it this way. A dictionary and a thesaurus. You motherfuckers don't understand the English language. You motherfuckers don't understand the English language. You ain't even fit to take control of your life. Cause here's the real secret for you, bro. You've been in control this whole time. You always been in control. That ain't the issue, whether or not you can control it. What the fuck is you? What are you running from? What are you scared of? Why are you lying? Yeah, I'm so serious. I'm so serious. Whoo! Cause what motherfucker want me to give you another spooky book? That what you want? No, sir. No, sir. Y'all can't even read the English language good. I know where you want to go. I'm so serious. I just can't. Yeah, I'm undercharging. No regrets on getting the gold concept. Yeah, look, the gold is the top. Man, these motherfuckers offer consoles. Make me mad. Motherfuckers offer all the shit they offer makes me mad. Bruh, I'm so serious. Because look, all these different old spooky books written in English, if you don't understand English good, ain't no sense in me pointing you to one of them books. I'm so serious. Look, I'm putting it up on the screen again. I'm so serious. And I'm not trying to be mean. I'm really not. The quadrivium and the trivium. For someone in the Western world, basics, quadrivium and the trivium. You need to know arithmetic, geometry, music, some basic music theory, astronomy. See, astronomy is in astrology. Astrology in the zodiac. Astrology uses the zodiac and astronomy. See, the motherfuckers back here teaching y'all about astrology were versed in base. This is basic stuff. Astronomy is basic stuff. And most people have no idea about astronomy. They jump to astrology because they feel they can use it because they read the book and they charge you. Your precious money. Grammar, logic, rhetoric. See, motherfuckers is gullible. You don't know rhetoric. You wouldn't recognize it. Grammar? You don't read words good. Logic? What makes sense? Nah, I don't want to do that. Everybody right. See? I'll be okay, bro. I was about to get even more pissed. Just said I was going to end the stream. Anybody showed up, this guy going to start charging us $1,000. Look, I really should. There ain't nobody else doing what I'm doing. Nobody can't. They can't do it. But I'm being mean. No, I'm being fucking nice. Over the fucking moon nice, man. We bouncing from tribe to here. Look, man, tribe ain't gonna do what I'm doing right now. Look, bro, Yusuf ain't gonna do what I'm doing. They'll tell you, they got some stuff to tell you. And I'm not gonna tell you to deny them folk. I'm not gonna tell you they wrong or they lying to you. But what I'm telling you is something different. There's some stuff here you don't understand. And you don't understand, and we can't get around the understanding. I'm playing the video game. I'm gonna end right this here with this one. Here we go. Cause it's
So basically what we're saying is nobody in this class has a understanding of shapes. I'm sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of 33. 5 out of 33 have a concept of shapes. We're talking squares, rectangles, triangles. That's all we haven't even gotten to the next. Oh my God, we haven't even got to the hard shapes yet. I haven't asked y'all to pull out a calculator. I haven't asked y'all to multiply. I haven't asked y'all to add. I haven't asked y'all to subtract. I haven't asked y'all to do anything but identify shapes. What shape is this when you cut it in half? What shape is this when you cut this in half? No. I'm just hush. Just hush. I literally have not. This is the first question where they ask y'all to calculate the area. Mind you, if you're paying attention, books with the answers right on them. This is not even a try it question. This is an example from the book. And only 5 people can give me the answer out of 30-something people, out of 30-something kids. And again, nobody's asking y'all to calculate, multiply, divide, add, subtract. I asked y'all to identify shapes. And we can't get 13-year-olds to identify triangles, squares, and rectangles. This is literally the only class all day who cannot identify.
Motherfuckers want to know how to use this to control their life, to control their everyday life. You're not even close. This the question tells me. I want to talk about so many other. I want to talk about metaphysics. Some of y'all don't understand English well. Some of you don't know how to identify when you don't understand. And then even if you identified you didn't understand, you're too terrified to admit it in front of anyone else, or let alone me. And so you're not going to come to understanding. You maybe repeat some of the words you heard, and we can never get to understanding. I'm the only motherfucker ever challenged or questioned the stuff that come out your mouth. And you want to tell me you're not a beginner and you've been studying this and working on this for years. I'll be damned. I'll be fucking damned. Ain't nobody tell you that was bullshit? Let me guess, you bought a lot of stuff from them, didn't you? But you don't question me and your precious money. But stop. Motherfucker send y'all niggas a bag of grass. It's gonna activate your anus. Man, get the fuck out of here. All lost seekers. There we go. For real, bro. All of you. And it's not me trying to be better than you. I want y'all motherfuckers to be better than what the fuck I'm talking about. I gotta chew these fucking peas so hard because you motherfuckers ain't got no teeth, don't know nothing about chewing, just swallow anything that go in your mouth. And now you sit here looking at what's on my plate, talking about, well, how do I eat that? Get some fucking teeth. Get some fucking teeth. But now I'm being mean because you gotta develop teeth, you gotta grow them. But you don't want to hear none of that. You want to hear check, fire, facts, family. Peace, family. We here today, family. We building, we tapping in. You need only truth. If you know, you know. That's what you want. I'm not giving you that. I'm not giving you that. Fuck out of here. Walk around getting fucked. I point out the fact you're getting fucked. Now you say I'm fucking you. Fuck out of here. Fucking myself fucking with y'all. You're lucky I charge you. You're lucky I charge you. Because if I gave it to you for free, it'd be another thing that you treat like shit. You treat like shit. You want someone to treat you like you ain't supposed to be charged. Don't charge me for nothing spiritual. All this is free. You goddamn right it's free. Get your ass out there and get it. Get your ass out there and get it. Take a lifetime to get it. Because look, you walk around from room to room to room and don't nobody challenge what you say? You really think you're learning? The response everybody give you is check, fire, facts to anything you say. You really think you're building? Go to a math class where anything you say, the teacher says, yeah, you got it. Either you ain't learning or you just really, really, really smart. Ain't you? You just a really, really, really smart. You're the chosen one, family. No, you're wrong. And I gotta go in my fucking way to teach you shit somebody should have taught your ass years ago. I gotta go out of my way to remind your grown ass that you didn't take the time to look up something you know you don't know. That you know you don't know and want to ask me about your day-to-day life. Get a dictionary and read it. Fuck. Don't charge for spiritual work. What you talking about? I ain't charging for the spiritual work. We can't even get to the spiritual work. Because I'm charging you for what I'm charging for. Because we got to go through that. We got to go through basics. You've been saying metaphysics for years. I got to teach you the basics of metaphysics. Because every room you done been in, everybody told you was right and you was wrong as fuck. No, everybody's right. Then what the fuck you talking about? What you teaching? What you giving tips on? Huh? Something that somebody already heard about? They already right. What you giving them a tip for? Don't tell them how to uncover their narrative. How you know? How you know? Because you repeat the words I said? And you mix them up? Well, if you tap into your metaversal hyperverse, then the narrative unfolds. Oh, look at you. You done repeated what you thought I said. Look, it's Tefereth. Tefereth and Malkuth. And then Bina and Kether transmute. It's the gravitational pull in the centrifugal magnetosphere. Look at that. He tapping in. You want to come look at me talking about you not a beginner. Y'all motherfucker, I wish there was a negative level. A level less than 0. So I can tell you you're less than 0. You're less than 0. And it's not because I want to be mean to you. Everyone who sat there and looked at you, told you check, fire, and facts for shit, for that macaroni picture, for that mud pie, they fucked you. They fucked you. And I'm the mean one. I'm being mean to you. I'm looking down on you. Maybe you never considered how far down you are. No, they never gonna have you consider that. We tapping in, family. We on the rise. You chosen. Fuck y'all, man. Man. I gotta stop. Y'all have a great day.